Load screen.
Welcome to Fantasy Video, where all your desires come to a reality.
If you want to talk to the hottest babes,
I nailed it.
dial 1-800 fuck me. Pound.
Yeah. All right, go to Streamlabs so I could give you the hotkeys.
That's right. Give me those hotkeys, baby.
I got some hotkeys.
We have the hottest keys at 1-900-000.
But you gotta say it more raspy. Like, we got the hottest keys.
You guys ever see that episode of Beavis and Butthead where they call the sex line?
Yeah.
And it's like the sexy lady,
Yeah,
but like they show
she's
it's
super
this
shot.
huge, like fat lady on the other end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby,
You
I
guys
got
are terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's right.
Can
You
you
guys
like
are
sit
terrible
on your
people.
hand?
You're the one who opened up with fat shaming. The first 3 episodes are heavy with you fat shaming.
Wow, they're heavy with fat
They're
shaming.
heavy with fat shaming on this guy.
I didn't do any of that,
Jesus.
dog.
That was all him.
I wasn't me. The fucked up part is...
Let's just say you had a big opinion about...
The fucked up, I showed these guys local bands and they started doing it. I was like, nah, not with them. I play shows with them. Don't start saying that shit.
That's why we were trying to make a point to you. Be like, don't do it in the first place, bitch.
Nah, you
Literally
gotta,
played a
you
show
gotta-
with those guys literally that weekend.
Yeah.
These guys are a bunch of
You know,
assholes.
I miss playing in a band sometimes.
It's fun.
What did you used to do, man?
Suck everyone's dick.
On
Have
stage?
you ever heard of the skin
stage.
flute?
I was the flautist. I used to play the teabag pipes. Perfect E.
Sheesh.
Goddamn. Where's Herman Lee when you need
Are
him?
we live?
We are live.
Oh, here we go.
Awesome. Hey, what's up here? Johnny in the house. We are live with Thee Stool Podcast. I am Johnny, aka JonnySavag. Right here to my right, I got Anthony.
What's up?
Sup? Then we got Mick on the board, bitch. I actually got spun into it, but Mick said, you know what? I'll go ahead and
He
do it.
swooped in and saved the day.
Yeah, Mick saved the day. Say what's up, Mick. Say what's up.
What's up? Yeah, we were having complications earlier, but we're good, I think, for now.
An hour's worth or 2 hours worth of complications to be exact, but it's all good. We're going to have fun regardless. We're going to talk music. You already know. We're going to make some jokes. No fat shaming today, guys. Okay. No womanizing.
Now that the mics are off, that's what you throw out there. No.
We're going to have some fun today, guys. Also, who we have as a guest today, my longtime friend, Pierre Blais. Go take a look at Mr. Pierre Blais.
What's up, guys?
He is the homie. Say what's up. Say what's up.
Hey.
He's a multi-instrumentalist, composer, artist, consultant in development, and an artist manager. That's why we brought him in today, because he actually taught me a lot of things in this music space, and I've known him for many years. We had a lot of fun times, and he's coughs like an old man. But Pierre, go ahead and say what's up, man.
Hi, my name is Pierre.
Hello, I'm Pierre.
Hi. If you want to talk to the hottest babe,
Yeah, play that up.
dial 1-800. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have a fun podcast. We're definitely gonna get into some music management and some stuff that Pierre brought to the table today. It's gonna be a fun one. We got a new setup. If you guys noticed, we got tables, we got the chairs, we got everything. Now we're looking pretty good in here. So we're gonna have some fun with it.
Yeah, we're going to be rocking this kind of arm table setup from this point forward. And the cameras will change in the future. But
Yeah, we'll have dual cams instead of just the one up front. But for today, this is how we have to do it. Like I said, we have some technical difficulties, but it's all good because that's what we do.
yeah.
But yeah. So like we always do every single podcast, we're going to share some music.
Hell yeah.
And Pierre, what did you bring today?
I brought a lot of meth. We are in the IE, right?
Yeah. We might as well.
Now, as far as the musics,
We have one queued up. What was that one?
tell us
about
this,
Deep
this,
Within,
this
or is
new,
the Mark Vasquez?
No, this is actually one of my artists that I am
yes,
currently
that's right.
managing. They're called TRANSILIENCE.
Ooh,
They're
nice.
actually like a 90s, like how Jambi was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like for DC and Richmond and all that,
For
like
show.
back east and whatnot.
Got you.
But yeah, these guys have been around since the 90s.
Nice.
Spooky Rubin
Hey.
is he's a solo artist, but
Got you.
he's had TRANSILIENCE since the 90s, and they were like a cult band back then. But
Nice.
yeah, they ended up hitting me up on Instagram and like,
I'm
hey,
loving already like this visual. I see
dude,
2 frames
yeah,
and like I'm loving how this looks.
Yeah, it's this. He's an actor,
Okay.
right? But he's also a musician.
Is this a Hollywood guy lives in LA kind of over there? Or is it?
No, this dude is from Canada, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Spooky is from Canada, and I mean he has a song with Feist.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He has a
okay.
song with Mac DeMarco.
Wow.
Nice.
And like initially, like a lot of people hit me up on Instagram, like, hey, you manage me, and
Nice.
so I have to like actually do my
Vet 'em.
homework and vet
Right.
them and make sure they're,
Mhm.
it's like I only have so much time,
Right,
so
I wish we all had more time, honestly.
I don't.
Me neither.
No.
Me neither.
Because I already do too much. So if I had
do
more
way
time,
too
I'd
much.
do
I would do
way
more.
too-
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
I
with you.
relate to that for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny. I feel like I have. It's like not necessarily insomnia. I very much dictate when my sleep hours are going to be.
Yeah.
And so when I get home from my like 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
I'm like I have this much work to do, and then I get excited about other stuff and do more work, like an hour
Yeah.
or two's more work.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit, the sun is up now, so I should probably get my at least
let me get a
5-6
couple.
hours of sleep, and then I go about my day again. I don't mind that. I don't mind that routine.
I mean, from touring for so long, like sometimes I get in that same mindset of like, okay, well, my 9 to 5 is done. I'm going home, but I have my baby girl, so
Mm-hmm.
between our kids and the house and trying to
Yeah.
clean up what they like to destroy, like I'm fucking never. I feel like I'm never sleeping, and sometimes like I'll just go 48 hours. with
How
no
many
sleep.
kids do you have?
We have 3.
3 kids.
Yeah.
Oof. Yep.
So our girl's going
That's
to
the
be
balance right
18,
there.
and our boy's going to be 15.
Oh, wow.
And
Damn.
our baby is
Been that
4.
long.
Okay. Wow.
So
Damn, that's crazy.
Got
yeah,
the
So
whole
you've been-
thing going.
yeah, dude.
So you've been managing TRANSILIENCE. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
How long have you been managing this artist or band?
It's coming up on a year soon because I started doing stuff with them back, last summer, I believe.
Yeah. 9,
But-
Mick.
Like honestly, they have it. They all know what they're doing. That's the whole thing. Like I always tell artists, like
That's number 9.
You know what you're doing. I don't need to tell you what you're doing, but I'll show you what you're missing.
Click on one.
You know what I mean? So, like, they have all this shit. They made the record. They made the music video. Like, they bankrolled this whole shit.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate
yeah.
bands that do that. Like I'm personally, I come from that background. I know Johnny was kind of telling you about myself a little bit, but I'm more of the commercialized approach of music where I kind of I'm like lucky and grateful to be a person making music, and I have like the means to do it, in my side time. And so that's what I do is I have a couple of different projects, and I have like my main band with my best friends, and I have basically my little solo projects that I do, and some projects I do with members of my family, you know what I mean? Like things like that. And I'm a dude in our circle that has the means to record. And so it's like, I'm going to do that on my spare time mostly. And that's really where I get the joy from doing it. And when I get to play shows, it's the best. And,
Exactly.
and I think that's, more my background, like I said, DIY. do everything yourself. If you get to film a video, you get to film a video, and that's
Yeah, and honestly, with cameras and phones nowadays, you could just do that shit on your phone.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways to. If you're creative enough, if you're engaged and creative enough, you'll be able to figure out a means of doing it.
I mean, that's all it is now. Is what do you want to do? Okay, now define that. How do you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't know how to do it, fucking ask Google.
Yeah, there's a fine line between people I would define as problem solvers and then people who are just
are just problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if you consider yourself the type of problem solver type of person, then I feel like you could get to the bottom of most things to where you figure out, at least in this realm of work or art or sharing some, your creativity.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there's so many pathways to doing it. So if you're not figuring that out, then it's kind of on you,
Yeah. And to be honest, like for me, a lot of the stuff, like, because I do have a lot of stories, tour stories, and like just working with different artists and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, I noticed that I don't like talking about it because it feels kind of pretentious or like douchey. But at the same time, when people ask me like, "Oh, what do you do?" or like, "Who have you worked for?"
But no, that's
and then I start talking about it, and then people are looking at me like, "Oh, this fucking guy."
Yeah, no,
and it's like, dude, you fucking asked me.
Yeah, no, and that's the weird part. That's the weird part that like people have a hard time understanding. I think. I don't like using the word layman, but like the basic listener, like the just like ancillary listener who's like, I've heard the
passive
single,
listener.
Like they're not familiar with how many members of the team are necessary to make a band work or a musical project work. And so when you are one of those members of that team, I've noticed this. It's like you have a hard time, whether you're a stage manager, whether you're a sound tech, you have a hard time explaining to other people what you do for work and then being like, yeah, dude, that's work.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude, like you understand, like if they didn't have me here to do this wouldn't be how this turned out every night, and you wouldn't get this big sound, and you wouldn't have this big band, and and like to me, I feel like that, like you said, it's not pretentiousness. It's like literally just other people just that don't understand the process. It's like out of an ignorance that they have.
Yeah, because everybody's seen that Mark Wahlberg movie and was like, oh, they throw shit out the windows of the hotel. I mean, I'm not trying to really plug anything in particular, but sure. But yeah, like it doesn't matter what movie is in terms of touring, like it always portrays this super fucking, oh man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Some fucking Hugh Hauser shit. Like, it's not. Like, it's fun. Like, the first 2 tours that you ever do are super sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, there's tours that are fun and, like, you bro down. But you bro down because you're so fucking over being gone from your friends and family.
Yeah.
Every time you leave for tour is when you go, hi, Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving for tour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody's like, oh man, we should hang out when you get back.
Yeah.
And then you get back and you're like, yo, I'm back. And nobody fucking cares because they just wanted to come see you when you were at the show.
When you were out. Yeah.
Yeah. And
you're providing them with the opportunity to volunteer their time when it's not available.
Exactly. So like for me, like for a long time, it kind of was like, well, now I got to be careful who's actually my friend and who's not, because I don't know if they're just coming out to the show or if they're coming out because they actually fucking want to see me and care.
Yeah,
You're doing it for the gram and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And it was cool because when I first started like touring, Instagram was kind of a thing. It wasn't really like, oh, I got to post everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't reels. It wasn't all this. I mean, fuck. They took out the other one.
Vine?
They used to Vine.
Oh, Vine.
As soon as Instagram was like, oh, fuck Vine.
Yeah.
We'll just do
We'll do
videos. We'll do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the Vine stars were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We got to start over.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I try to tell everybody, like, it's super important if you're starting any sort of like
it's very
anything.
fickle, man.
It's not just that. you have to make your audience subscribe to your email, because at that point, like, you own your audience, because at any time anybody could update their shit on their app, and then you're no longer there. The algorithm no longer gives a fuck about you. But if your fans are on a newsletter, then they always know about you. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's a way of tangibly owning your fans instead of leasing them.
Right. And then correct me if I'm wrong, isn't email like the top opened thing over even text message?
No.
What is it now? Because I know for a long time it was email.
It was email for a long time. But then it was text message.
Text message.
Yeah.
Top two though.
Yeah, those are the top two.
Okay.
Typically.
And that's what makes a lot of sense about owning your fans through like the email, or owning sounds kind of messed up, but
well, no, I mean, that's legit what it is.
If you use like that nomenclature, owning, you don't mean it in like even like the fiscal sense. You mean it in like that you have them in your pocket in the right way. Like,
like you have a way of telling people that actually give a shit about you.
Yeah.
Like where to find you.
Necessary information.
If out of nowhere you get nixed for saying something wrong on a platform, or showing you smoking on a platform. Anthony. You know, like,
dude, I'm fat. Like, what do you mean? I'm not allowed to be accused of fat shaming. I'm fat. I'm definitely fat.
I mean, technically, we're all obese.
Yeah.
To the standards of what science says. But yes, go ahead.
He's all like, not me. Speak for your fucking selves, dude.
Yeah,
he's like,
fuck.
No, Pierre looks good. I've gotten chubby.
He's like, I got a handle on
it's
you.
It's not fair, my job.
No, I used to be skinny. That's the thing, is I used to be skinny.
And I used to be fat.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I was almost 500 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
He's lost a lot of weight. He's looking really good.
That's crazy. Tell me a little bit about that. We won't divulge too much.
Well, I mean, a lot of it is, I didn't realize I had sleep apnea. So sorry to anybody that I used to tour with. Because
they were the real victims of
they were the victims.
Condition.
Yeah. You know, and I feel bad, you know, but I got that shit under control, and literally, I didn't realize how important sleep was.
Yeah.
You know, like, because it was just this never-ending cycle of, I'm so fucking tired. What can I eat, or what could I drink to get some energy? And then it's like nonstop.
I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah,
and it really doesn't do shit,
dude. Honestly, though, like.
Tolerance is high.
It's funny too that you say that, because every time I go to Starbucks and I order like a fucking venti iced Americano with an extra shot.
Oh yeah.
No cream, no sugar, just
straight.
Just straight.
I do
They
that.
look at me like,
are you high?
Wow, you want coffee? Like, yeah, Starbucks.
Wait,
real
you
coffee.
said no
Not
sugar. I'm
not
gonna
a
you
ton
say
of
it
sugar.
second time
Well,
for me.
it's not just
no
that.
sugar.
I want coffee. I don't want coffee flavored milk.
Yeah.
Honestly,
sorry, almond nut butter.
Can I be honest, dude? I go to Starbucks very rarely. It's I go there when I go there is because I get gift cards from my job for Starbucks a lot. And when I do go there, it's when I'm craving ice cream. So I'll get a caramel macchiato,
Yeah, no, fuck that. I go over there and I say, could I have a puppuccino? I have a little doggy in the car. He's really hot. You should hurry up. I left all the windows closed.
And the staff, there's at least 10, 15-second pause there from the staff, at least, right?
Well,
every time.
Every time there's at least 10 pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
Pause. We're talking hands, guys. Hands. Pause.
Oh,
pause.
I get it.
Pause.
I get it.
God damn,
Thank you,
dude.
There
the pun.
Quick on the uptake. Quick on the uptake.
We're having a lot of pun today. Okay, so let's.
Do we figure out the videos, or are we good?
Yeah.
Let's show.
Let's go.
Oh yeah. Anyways, TRANSILIENCE.
TRANSILIENCE. Start from the
they're good
beginning.
shit.
I'm in. Like,
Jerry,
visually, I'm already fascinated.
So Jerry.
From the top?
Yeah,
from the top.
Jerry's on bass. He's from HR. Bad Brains. You know.
Homo
nice.
retard
So-
department. Oh, from what band? What band?
HR.
HR.
So HR
Gotcha.
is the singer of Bad Brains,
Mhm.
right?
Gotcha.
So Jerry
That's
used to
dope.
play bass in
HR.
HR's band. So
Okay.
and then he also used to play bass in Corrosion of Conformity.
Okay.
So This is
That's
Spooky
some OG
Ruben.
shit right there.
Oh, dude, all
That's
these
dope.
guys. Yeah.
You did say that.
Yeah.
You did say that.
It's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
go ahead and play it, Mick. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah. Do it up.
LA, okay.
Love everything so far.
Wait, pause it. Have you guys seen 13 Ghosts?
Yes.
I get those vibes.
Yeah.
The cage monster head, the
what's it?
jackal.
The jackal, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Okay, I
Well,
like it so far.
For what I know, I'm pretty sure his wife, because she's a famous like Japanese artist.
Design the cage.
She designed the cage.
Ah.
Hand design.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Very
dope.
nice.
I miss playing with the mask.
Yeah.
I don't play with the mask no more.
That's a freaky concept.
I
though.
did. Yeah, it is.
That's really freaky.
Is he wearing the Japanese garb? What is that? That's what it looks
yeah,
like
it
to
does
me.
look like
I
one of
think
those,
that's a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey.
Is it?
No, I don't
Okay.
know. It's not. I mean, it could be.
Like, turn it around. I just need to see the back. I need to see the number, then we'll know.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
But the whole concept behind the bird cage is pretty dope. And like once they
Do you want to
start,
explain it real quick, or?
no,
All right,
no,
play
because
it, play it.
they'll do that. But
Okay, let's
yeah.
see it. Cool visuals.
Oh, wow.
Some grindcore vibes.
Yeah, instrumentally, it's like that.
Some
really like
some
it's
thrashy
like
grindcore.
a black thrash metal is how I would describe it.
I like that bass. Ibanez.
Yeah,
Yo, you're on the money with the zombie style. This would have been the band they played with right here.
yeah.
Straight up, this is like in that realm of zombie. Like
Yeah.
exactly. That's crazy.
Yeah, Dog Fashion Disco,
Yeah,
Zombie,
that style.
You know, Bungle. Well,
That's
and
fucking
that's
cool.
what's cool too is actually they went to hang out with Lombardo
Nice.
and like that whole clan because
Animos bungle shit.
Lombardo actually played drums for this HR benefit show in LA a few weeks back,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a jam sesh, you know, with
Mhm.
members of Fishbone and all
Oh,
that.
that's dope.
And then it was Sublime. It was a Sublime Secret show, but that's
Oh,
the
shit.
show that Bradley's son played.
Oh,
Okay.
it was that show.
It was
I've
that
seen
show.
those-
Okay.
I've seen the videos of that.
Okay, this is me having Mandela effect, right? So there's Sublime with Rome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now
Not
is
no more,
Sublime
but yeah.
is Sublime touring with Bradley's son now? Is that what's happening?
I think so.
I think that's what
I don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening.
Yeah. yeah.
Which, you know, unfortunately, their bassist quit.
Really,
Oh,
the
did
original
he?
bassist.
Yeah.
No way.
Really? So now what's left?
just the hat.
How yeah.
Just
It's
the bassist hat. And his glasses, I think. That's all that's left.
that's
Yeah.
So they
He said-
backtrack bass.
I'm done.
that's crazy. Wow, how could
No,
they do
but,
that?
dude,
How could they
He's
do
actually,
that?
honestly, he's like, it didn't change much. The hat and glasses still play the bass great.
Yeah.
You know, and,
I guess.
and honestly, you know,
It would. You know what would be really cool is if the bassist had on his fingers like a little mini hat and
So you
mini
just see it the whole time?
sunglasses. So you just, it's like, oh,
Oh,
dude, sick. He's playing.
yeah.
You know,
I've never
I think
seen
that'd be-
that.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
Look, he has a fucking puppet on his hand. That'd be dope.
He'd be the Jeff Dunham of basses.
I like that.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Jeff
yeah.
Dunham of basis. That's
Yeah.
funny.
He's making
All
his
right,
bass strings top.
Let's play this.
Yeah,
I like
a little
this.
more.
I
Yeah.
really like this. Actually,
Honestly, I love the aesthetic. I think it's very cool and creative and interesting, and I think it's filmed great.
yeah,
Yeah, the
I
film,
wanted to make fun of it, but I like it.
No, it's a movie.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
a movie. It's a feature.
Mhm.
You know, and that's what's cool about it. That's why I like it so much.
Let's see it. Let's see it, Mick. Mickstradamus.
I'm getting a Mr. Freeze vibe from the lead singer.
Yeah, he definitely looks cold.
Makeup.
I have a bad now. I have a bad Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You'd share
Such
that
a
at any
fucking
time.
jam, dude.
Always
This is
open it up
fucking
about
dope.
it.
This is such a jam when they play this shit hard. Like when they're all locked in.
I bet you.
This-
And have you seen them live and everything? Or?
Oh, dude, I ended up putting a show on because they wanted to play a show, so I hit up my dudes at Chain Reaction and
Oh, nice.
and we put this whole show together. And I didn't charge any of the bands like to play. I was just
Yeah.
like, yo, the show
We're
is
trying. We got a show.
here. I'm not telling you to sell tickets. Do you want to play this show?
Yeah. And to me, that's that's the funnest part of shows is if you could get like one of those together at a nice, fun venue that'll treat you right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
This is cool. I really like it. Turn it up a little bit.
yeah, it's super vibey.
Super dope
when it
groove.
kicks back in right here, watch.
Kind of has that Primus vibe to it.
Yeah, no, this for sure. I feel like mosh vibes when they play it live. People can't help but move to
Oh,
that.
dude, yeah. Kids are super stoked when they fucking like when this dude came out with the helmet on. 'cause
Everyone was like, "What the
Everybody was like,
fuck?"
"What the fuck?" You know, it was sick, dude.
Yeah. Super cool vibes.
And then it comes back in with
Now, you said they're based out of Canada. They record up
no,
there.
they're based out of here.
Okay, they're based out of here.
Yeah,
but he's from
Spooky
Canada.
is from Canada. He also lived in Japan. So like, dude, there's like interviews of him on fucking Japanese MTV from the 90s and shit.
That's
like,
fucking crazy.
like, yeah, dude, he's a fucking great artist, you know?
That's the
and
dream,
that's
dude.
the-
Make it to Japanese MTV. You have officially made it.
In the 90s.
Yeah, in the
Yes,
90s.
in the 90s,
You know?
that's top tier.
Which
top
is
tier.
crazy because there's a band now,
Uh-huh.
right? They're a new band, but they superimposed themselves on Japanese television on MTV from the 90s to try to fucking push that narrative that they're from the 90s and that they're a cult band
Hey,
from
you know,
the 90s.
That's
And
one
it's like,
way to
dude,
do it.
This guy actually is.
he actually is that guy.
You know, and it's like, dude, it's just trippy. It's trippy.
Oh, Mick, it's automatically switching, dude.
I just did that.
Oh, you did?
What happened?
Oh,
Wait,
damn.
Don't
Mick
don't
is
give
good at
AI
this. Sorry, guys.
fucking credit for his shit, dude.
I thought it was automatically switching.
Wow,
No,
bro.
Oh, shit.
It's learning.
He's so good. Mick's the best board
Artificial
bitch.
intelligence is real.
Man.
I really do want to elect that he gives us a class in it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like we get a book, take home, like with the homework. And
It's
then a
just
test.
2 pages. It says
Like if once
it
he
says
gives us the
start,
test, then we're ready.
and then the second page it just says, "You fucking idiot, sign here."
That's literally
Quiz
a book.
done.
That's literally what Mick would write to us,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
No, he would.
But
He would.
it has to be a book, so he's just gonna have those 2 sentences folded a bunch of times. He's like, "What's in this book? There was something on the first page, and there's nothing in 500 pages."
How much material do these guys have? 1 album, 2 albums, 3 albums?
So they have their record from the 90s, and then they didn't do anything since then. So I'm helping them right now, like kind of
Get it moving.
get it moving, get
this
it
is a new song.
rebranded. Because a lot of their older stuff is definitely more avant-garde, like
Yeah.
you know. And this is more like it has that essence, like the perfect example again, like the last 2 Zombie records that I did with him.
Yeah.
You know, like Zombie had a sound before,
Yeah.
and then I brought my stuff, and then
Right.
Aaron mixed that in, and
Right.
it was like a new Zombie.
Right.
You know, but it still had Zombie
Still had
because
that main
it still
thing.
had Aaron.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and just like that, it still it has Spooky.
Yeah.
So Spooky is a really he's a really great like arranger and composer as well, because he's done a lot of stuff for TV and film and
Oh, that's cool.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
so-
cool.
this is kind of like he's a pop artist, right?
Uh-huh.
Like he's a pop artist first,
Mm.
but he's also a metalhead.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like he's a pop artist trying to
Now,
be
is
a
this
metalhead.
like, this is a side project for him? Because you said he had a side project, or he has his own solo
so
project.
He has his own solo project, right? So
Yeah.
he has Spooky Reuben, And then he has Transilience.
Okay.
Got you.
You know, but yeah, like it's fucking wild. Like the whole idea, the whole premise of the birdcage, and I know said that they'll say it, but it's kind of like the bird tricked him to be into the cage. You know, yeah, come in here, bud.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. I love being in the cage. You should come inside.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
Venus flytrapped your ass.
Exactly. And now the bird's just sitting there talking shit.
Yeah.
I like
the
how
whole
there's
time.
the fucking crow in the.
Well, yeah.
Shit, I didn't even notice that.
You didn't see that? And that's actually
that was the first thing that I noticed about it. I was like,
and
it's
that's
a
the whole
bird right
thing.
outside of the cage.
Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that bird.
That concept is awesome.
He talked him into it.
Yeah, and
It'll be there.
Okay, so like personifying it, where it's like it's a bird that was likely in. Like I said, this is how my take on it.
Right.
It was likely in the cage.
Yeah.
And it tricked this fucking human into being in the cage. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking
You
awesome.
know?
That is pretty cool.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a crow.
A crow in the cage.
Wow. So we can't get
That's what
sued
that
by
song
the
means.
mashing smumpkins.
Mumpkins.
I would have gone with Blumpkins because that's like a.
That's true. And you know, honestly, if you let that pumpkin go a little too long, it looks like a blumpkin.
Okay, so let's go to. I love this Transilience.
Yeah.
Really,
so
really dope.
Transilience, pandemic
like 'em.
scale.
We going into more videos?
Nerve Saw is their EP. It's out. It's on everywhere.
This year,
Tight,
last
tight,
year
tight.
it came out.
It came out this year.
This year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Transilience.
I like
Love
it. Okay, so the song, so we're talking about avant-garde and kind of like this style of music's a little different. The video I brought is actually pretty intense. It's pretty short, but the video is just crazy. And you guys probably seen it online because a lot of people were posting it because it's a crazy video.
Okay.
Very simple, but it's the visuals is nuts. So
Let's
it's
go.
Is it like nuts?
nuts.
Stat.
Oh, there's a lot of nuts in there.
Is this bro job?
Dust bro job.
The stat?
Dust stat. Yeah.
Spell it.
DASTAAT.
Okay. The stat.
So like monostat.
Yes. Just with less itch.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Click.
Less irritants.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. It looks like the little egg from Mario Brothers, you know, the one that she pops out. That's monostat right there. That's the applicator.
what
It's
song
that
is
little
it? Just,
dinosaur.
Second video, second tab. I put them in order.
D-stat?
Dust stat. Is it D or is it duh?
It's
D.
Day stat.
Day stat.
Day stat.
They
stat.
stat.
So it's like the reggae Lestat.
Lestat.
Are they from a different country?
I don't know.
foreign?
I didn't do any research on.
Wow, dude.
I did
You're
not. That's my
fucking-
bad.
Dude.
But
wow.
this video is just crazy and makes just.
I like
Does it make you
I don't
look
know
crazy?
what that
Oh,
is, and I
that
like
is
it.
crazy.
Started from
I
the
like
I like
beginning,
that.
though?
I don't
This
know
is
what
the
that
beginning.
song
It's
is.
a human tornado.
It's like a swarm of people.
Oh, look, this guy.
Little sicky seems to be the pain. Got all these herbs, don't mean a fucking thing. I'm the little witch with the magic tricks. Mistrust the White House.
I like his rhymes.
It's not about the numbers. What you feel is real. Crystals.
I'm compelled.
Taste of orange peel. Open the mind, change the mind. It's how we achieve. Can't hurt to try, right? Is what I believe. Witch doctor.
Okay.
Witch doctor.
I like it. It was very interesting when I first seen it. I was like, this is crazy, dude.
How high were you?
I was not high.
How drunk were you?
I may have had a couple whiskeys.
How sleepy were you?
The reason why I first seen it is because somebody said, like,
Hey, you want to get real horny?
Hey, you like boy bodies, don't you?
Do you want to see a bunch of dudes in a tornado?
They don't have their shirts on.
that's
They don't have-
basically exactly the video.
That'll bring you in. They don't have their shirts on.
Yeah, all the sweat just gets swooped up and then just drop back down.
We're gonna get
You know, okay, so this is a total digression, but your voice that you're doing there,
Yeah.
it makes me feel like you could do a killer Kip from Napoleon Dynamite. I feel like you could do a killer Kip from.
I mean, sometimes.
I knew it. I
Either
knew
that
it.
or fucking my homie.
chatting with babes.
Dude, online all day.
all day.
No, my homie Chinaman, he's Korean, by the way. But
yeah, I call my Korean friend.
Wait. Korea's not part of China?
Yeah, it's all the
No,
same. They all look the same. Go ahead, Pierre.
Yeah, no.
Wait. What?
That's
What?
that's horrible.
Who said that?
That's terrible.
I didn't say that.
Wow, dude. They don't all
My favorite
eat
restaurant is
Mongolian
Chinese
beef.
barbecue.
Okay.
They all don't eat Mongolian
No,
beef,
but,
but they all eat dogs. So go ahead. Pierre.
That's what they do to get the dog to come here. They whistle at it.
We were talking about things that we cut from
Yeah.
the episodes. And
yes.
speaking up.
Yeah.
What?
You can't say that.
You don't say that.
Yeah,
Son, we're
that
gonna go out hunting tonight.
it hurt my feelings.
my feelings.
Dude, honestly, yeah, I don't know what we were saying.
Let's
So
get back.
go-
We
continue.
paused for
gay
jokes.
for gay jokes.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's right. Check
Rights.
The stat.
Yeah.
Mick just went all the way to the
like
end of the
said,
song
I am
again.
fascinated by
No,
the
it is
visuals.
really fucking
I mean,
cool.
that's
The
pretty
end of the
cool
song.
looking.
Oh,
Yeah, I
my.
wonder who did that
There we
and
go.
how long it took to render.
A lot, probably. That's a lot of CGI, guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely superior.
That's a cool concept though. I like
It
that.
is.
It's pretty dope. It's very Pink Floyd.
I mean, speaking musically, I don't hate it. I wasn't open to it at first, but it got me.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
It almost gives me
He's essentially
Tony
doing-
Robbins.
I have never been more motivated in my life.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody in that circle feels
Oh,
the
dude,
same.
everybody left that music video shoot thinking that they were going to be the shit.
Yeah, whatever it is
you
I'm
guys-
about to do, I'm going to kill it.
You guys
Yeah.
do know those are all fake people, right?
Yes,
They're not.
No, they're not. They didn't get 1,000 people to come on do this video with him.
Of course they did.
They didn't.
Haven't you seen Willy Wonka?
I'll tell you this right now. I know a little bit about Hollywood, and that right there, that guy
That right there?
on the
Is
left.
he cross-eyed
that guy
right
on the
now?
Left, that's my buddy Edgar. I know that guy.
I know him.
Yeah.
I know him.
I've seen him.
Yeah,
On
he
the
was on
left,
tour
that-
with Peso Pluma.
I've seen him.
See, this guy knows. This guy knows.
Let's see where it goes in. There you go. Starts going in. It's a crazy ass video,
No,
dude.
that's just dope. It's fucking creepy.
They're about to. The concept for sure is wild.
This is
If
so
you were to do
crazy.
it in real life, it would truly be insane.
Imagine if they did this in
Dude,
real
if
life,
they
dude.
did that for real, like with prisoners,
Oh my gosh, dude. So
and
much
everybody's
stabbings.
they're just going around stabbing
I'm
each
telling
other.
You each get, if you guys do this video for us, you each get 8 packs of ramen, a pack of cigarettes, and a Snickers bar.
If they did
Will
this
you
with-
do it?
Maybe.
Yes. Yes.
If they did this with real prisoners, it'd be about 20% darker. But go ahead.
Wow, dude, how do you know they're not
Why
already
does
there,
that?
bro?
Wait,
What?
Johnny, explain to me. Why does it affect like the
doctor.
color grading of the video? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Has nothing to do
It
with
would be-
color grading.
It'd be darker.
The gentleman.
I feel like the
in video
contrast would still be
darker.
up the same. You know how you film it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
You'll get it. I can't
'cause
elaborate
I'll
on
keep
it.
watching. I don't understand.
Okay.
Look at it. It's so
I mean, that's
metal,
just
too.
dope. It definitely reminds me of ants. Ants. I love ants.
I love ants.
Yeah, but I first seen this on TikTok, and people are like, "This guy is evil" and all this shit. This
Sure.
is-
Wait,
but
why?
it looks dope.
He's
don't
evil
know.
because his eyebrows
song's
are
called
very
Witch Doctor.
sharp.
No, I honestly, I'm
They
gonna
said
be
it's like a
honest. Let's say,
cult
okay,
ritual thing.
let's remove the video entirely, right?
Okay.
If this came on shuffle, it wouldn't be like my favorite song.
If
But
this
if
came
I
on
made
shuffle,
it
it
to
would-
30-second mark
yeah,
like that,
I would. Yeah,
I would be like, this is actually a good song. I understand it.
It definitely looks cool, and it's definitely getting a lot of views. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's good or not.
True.
It's getting
Which
the
is sad.
money.
Yeah, there's like 7 million views on this one song,
exactly.
and
Really?
they only have like a few 100,000 or a few thousand fucking subscribers. It's mostly just this video that caught attention for these guys.
They
Yeah.
Staat.
And that's all that it needs. It
Yep.
just needs one now. It needs one to catch,
Mhm.
and then
Now,
Another one to catch.
Digging a little bit deeper into that, right?
yeah.
what does that say about like artistry, right? What would you say that says about like the values of artistry?
Well, the value of artistry doesn't change. You just that's the whole thing is like artistry is whatever you want. So like if there's a bunch of people fucking attached to it for whatever reason, even if it's a momentary, oh yeah, I know that video that I showed that guy to this person.
Yeah.
You know, like there's that whole aspect, and it doesn't matter as long as the artist is still able to put that shit out, you know?
And then, okay, so at the end of the day, with the fickle nature of fans in that way, how does that speak to the longevity of being an artist? If you could only, let's say there's an artist that gets famous off of a one song like this, but all the rest of their songs kind of fall to the wayside.
Right.
What does that speak to the longevity of being a musician at this point in time, in our modern time?
So, I mean, it's just like with anything, really, since they started recording music, you know, like you could be a one-hit wonder and make a fuck ton of money on that.
Absolutely
and that's
true.
fine, you know, but that kind of sucks, right? Because then everybody's just there at your show for the
kinda
one
sucks
song.
If your idea of success and your goals, all those things that you're chasing are money, it sucks in that scope.
No,
But-
actually, it's the opposite. It's rad in that scope because then you don't give a fuck because one took off, right?
Yeah.
Now,
no,
if you're an actual
you're
artist,
speaking to my perspective
Yeah.
exactly.
So if
It's
you're
to
an
me,
actual
I'd rather
artist-
just make 1,000 songs
Exactly.
that like me and my friends like to listen to together, as opposed to like maybe one of those songs will take off and get viral, and I will get some of that financial success from it.
right?
You know what I mean? That kind of thing could come from it,
True.
as opposed to being the type of person who's motivated by making that happen.
Right. But they're both good in that regard because in order to make something viral, in order to make something commercial, mainstream, you have to understand how simplistic music needs to be for the common person because the common person does not give a fuck about music. They
Yeah.
care about
What's exciting
what-
in the moment?
Not even so much what's exciting, but what's normal. What does their brain already know? You know, like that's why technical death metal will only, for the most part, be in small clubs because it's so complex that it's such a small niche, right? Not a lot of people understand technical death metal.
But would you say that those bands have a different or are at least forced to conform to a different idea of success because of the fact that they're never going to achieve that mainstream?
But that's the thing is everybody has the idea that they will eventually hit that.
I
know?
wouldn't say that.
And maybe not
I don't think
so,
I'll
maybe
ever
not
sell at a
so,
stadium. Me
but
as an
that's the
artist, I don't
thing.
think I'll ever sell at a stadium.
But that's the thing is the real people that are creating, the same thing. They don't think that either. It just fucking happens, right? But why? Because they're being true to themselves. They're speaking to themselves.
Mhm.
You know, so they're making something for them first. And that's what's
I
important.
don't think that's accurate at all.
I mean, for
I don't
me,
think that people are making things. The people that are making things that are commercially successful these days.
no. People that making like mainstream music, they're not making it for themselves.
Yeah, okay.
But at the same time,
where I was speaking to.
But at the same time, they are because now they might like technical death metal or they might like any sort of genre, but they also understand how to taper that back to get that out to the masses. And then from there, right? So you might not like pop or whatever, but from there, that person that wrote the song could then come back and write a technical death metal song or write some other shit that people that would listen to mainstream radio don't typically
And here's the
listen
thing.
to,
Okay, so
you know?
right now
they
I would
use
say
it as
we're
a springboard.
We're experiencing a particular influx of like a movement of music where we're getting more open to screamy stuff and especially like hip hoppy new metal stuff.
Yeah.
And that's getting
Trap
more
metal and
broadened to bigger audiences. You know, I was actually
Exactly.
having a conversation with my brother-in-law about it yesterday about how he's like, Killswitch just screams good. They just scream the right way.
Can I tell
and
you?
how he's just catered to that.
Let me tell you what I think it is, dude. I think it's So think about this. So when we were kids, how long ago were songs considered oldies when we were kids?
70s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah, I would
How
say
long
that.
ago was the music that this first screamo music came out? Was about the same amount of time, right?
Yeah.
To me,
About
I would
20
say
years
like
or so.
late
I mean,
90s, early 2000s.
the introduction to screaming music. So my train of thought is, if it's been that long, obviously the norm would be like, oh yeah, that's kind of.
But bro, no.
Like a traditional.
Wait, no. You guys have just
sense.
opened up a fucking can of worms on me right now. Because you know what, dude? Time with good music. I think the only thing that determines a good song, it has nothing to do with time. The only thing that determines a good song is melody. At the end of the day, that's the truth. That's the truth, because it could be iterated by Dolly Parton and I Love in the 70s or by Whitney Houston in the 90s. The only thing that defines a good song is melody, writing it correctly. But the fact of the matter that there's some sort of fucking time period on any sort of... No, dude, that's why we right now are, to this day, we're doing covers of the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. And they're just using hooks from the past. Like, literally, good music is
Hip-hop
timeless.
does that too,
It's
a lot.
timeless. Good music is timeless. It has nothing to do with the time period that it comes out. Like, it literally, to me, I feel like there's a matter of, hold on, let me just finish this thought, like one more minute. But
Get it out, Anthony.
but no, okay, so good music being timeless, the ability to either capitalize it in the time that we have it, in the time that we
The
have
light's
it.
gone up. The light is going up.
Capitalize on the Rihanna, she has the song where she's Maya ha. That's the hook she uses, right?
Right.
And we are all just used to that just being a thing where it's like, okay, now Rihanna's awesome for doing that song. And it's like, no, dude, like the melody is awesome. Oh, that's what we all sing. That's what we all relate to. That's what comes from it.
Okay.
But the like I said, the time period has nothing to do with whether the song is going to be good. It's whether nobody's covered.
It's whether
Bohemian
it's
Rhap-
good or not.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what it comes down to.
That's what stands the test of time. But I think what we're doing is pigeonholing ourselves into a thing where we're motivating ourselves by the idea of genres and the idea of time periods and the idea of styles of music versus the idea of what's good melodically. You know what I mean? If it's a country song, I won't listen to it. If it's a emo song or if it's a screamo song, I don't listen to that kind of music. And we're limiting ourselves to art, to musical art, to the idea of melody in our lives and things that we could sing together. And like, there's like, for example, Bo Burnham. He's a comedic musical writer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, people won't open themselves up to the idea of him, and his music, even though it's like super good and very creative and informative and kind of like, it's kind of profound. But they won't open themselves up to the idea of it because it's in that context of comedy music.
Right.
And it's like, honestly, these songs could hold their own with like Kanye songs and Drake songs and shit. And like, to me, it's like we limit ourselves in this way with genres and like metal versus hip hop versus all this stuff.
Well,
When it
I
comes
mean,
to, like,
that's
what's good is music.
That's the thing, though, too, is, some people don't. So like you said, the dichotomy between metal and hip hop. Well, there's a lot of metal with hip hop. There's a band from around here that's fucking slaying. Literally, they're called Slay Squad, and they're fucking rad because it's like what you would get if you mixed Wu-Tang Clan and Slipknot.
Yeah.
Which
sounds awesome.
And it's
They're
fucking
super dope.
rad because they are spearheading their own genre, ghetto metal. You know what I mean? Like
Ghetto metal is such a cool tag, by the way.
So it's like
Is that really what they call it?
Yeah, it's ghetto metal.
Ghetto metal is such a cool tag.
I'm playing a show with them too.
Yeah,
Nice.
and
When is that?
Either the 6th or the 16th. 16th?
I think it's the.
I think that one's the 16th.
6.
I got like
Of April?
6 shows coming
That's
up.
literally the day before I play a show.
Yeah, but yeah, it's in LA and. That's
gonna be dope.
But Slay Squad is fucking sick. They're one of those bands, though.
19th.
So that's the thing. Is
19th.
a lot of people
I might be off that weekend, so
will
please
want
let
to
me
do
know
one
details.
sort of genre over the other, but real creatives want to mix all of it because that's what they love. It's like, for me personally, I create music that I want to listen to.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's like a diary. You know, I don't write fucking words.
Yeah, that's
I write musical diaries, but I write it based off of my vibe.
Mhm.
So if I'm like literally, I'll do like one full single take of whatever vibe I'm feeling, and then I'll go back and I'll do another layer. And if I fuck up on that layer, I delete the entire thing and I start over. So everything is like a single take.
Yeah.
So you're getting a real vibe. I'm not chopping it up and pasting it and all that shit.
Right.
You know, so it's like my final product that's me.
Right.
So it's not like, oh, you're gonna feel this because.
Well, yeah. When you said diaries, like songs are a diary.
Yeah.
That's a Rick Rubin thing. That I don't know if I've shared that.
We
clip,
did. Yeah, you
but
did.
We talked about something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I love that concept. I love that being, and this is what I've been kind of implementing this year with songwriting, because I finally reached a point where I'm like writing songs in real time and then like not having to work on them. Like it's like a day, a song, I'm done.
Yeah.
A day, a song, I'm done.
Yeah, it's because it's,
You know what I mean?
it's the vibe at
And
that
it's
moment
like,
in that
it
day.
feels so good, dude. It's like
Yeah.
that's the most expressive way to do it.
Yeah.
The thing that really fucks with me though is that it is a diary.
Mhm.
So I can't listen to my own music because it
No.
fucks me up.
Yeah.
Like legit,
Whatever
I
Well,
vibe
can't.
okay,
you want that
I'll
day.
make this. I'll
You
make this
know?
distinction because I relate to that in one way. I can't listen to my music around other people. I do still sit there as the hyper critic, and I'll like, okay, I'm gonna put this on. All right, this needs to get fixed. That needs to get fixed. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm not happy with this.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with that.
So
But I won't listen around
Yeah.
it with other people, even if I do play a song and they're
Right.
like giving it praise, like, "Oh, dude, that's awesome, dude, so good." And they're like,
no. Most people don't understand my music. Most people are like, I thought you were going to show me something metal. You
Yeah.
know, like
Mhm.
like so I used to work for the Growlers, right? And while I was on the bus, I was in the back lounge and I was practicing Zombie, right?
Right.
And Brooks came up and was like, dude, that shit sounds crazy. I want to hear it when I come back. Because I guess he was going surfing or some shit, right?
Right.
And I was like, all right, cool. So he came back and I showed him what I recorded. And he's like, what the fuck is this? This is what's up with all these whale noises and dolphin sounds? Like, you were playing some crazy metal shit. Like, and I was like, oh, this is actually what I make.
Yeah.
I don't make metal. I make vibes. I make compositions.
Mhm.
I arrange things to make you feel
Mhm.
something, or it like when you hear what I've done, you have an image in your head.
Yeah.
Like you have now taken my thoughts, injected them into your own psyche, and you are now projecting.
Can I throw some stuff
That
your
shit
way
to
that
yourself,
like would make
like-
me? I'm kind of nervous to share with you guys, but like I've done this. Like I've done an EP in the past. I called it Lotus Notes, and it was all instrumental, experimental stuff
Mhm.
where I was trying to do basically like write a movie on an EP.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I mean?
okay.
So
Yeah.
give you just an audio visual, not an audio experience that might provide a mental visual.
exactly.
Right.
And that's pretty much what I
Would
do.
you be down to look that up, Mike? Do you think you could help me with that?
I mean,
Look on Spotify. Tensions, Lotus Notes. Let's see if any of my songs come up.
All right. Cool.
But
We're
yeah,
gonna make
you know,
fun of
like,
Anthony
but
now.
that's
Yes,
that's
let's go.
that's what I'm
Let's
talking about. You know,
go.
it's like,
This is the meat of what we do.
yeah. But yeah, you know, a lot of it is that, you know, it's like
Mhm.
what most people, when I put my stuff on, they'll say like, oh, I could totally see this on a video
Spotify
game.
make.
Like,
Yeah.
like on a video game load screen,
Right.
you know,
Right.
or like, oh, this is very cinematic. Well, yeah, it's because it's that's why I'm making it.
Right.
And
Right.
I want you to have
And
a
I
picture.
love, to be honest with you, there's a different vibe that I assign different music to in my
Yeah.
life. That's why I try to be multifaceted in what I listen to.
Right.
Is because if I'm feeling like maybe I'm in an exercise mood or something, a specific type of music, whether it's aggro-ass metal or hardcore or whatever, or inspirational cinematic music.
Yeah.
And then there's other moments in my life where it's like I'm cleaning my house and I want something mellow. I need some light jazz. I need some gypsy jazz. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and that's, I mean, for me personally, I grew up around 1920s through 1940s swing, big band. You know, my dad... I'm managing his band now because I want to help rebrand him. But my dad's had his orchestra since, forever.
Since I met you.
oh, we do got it.
Like,
Holy shit. We got it.
the Arm and
Let's
Blaze
go to the
Orchestra is like
destination.
that's
Play the destination.
They've been doing
Cut, like,
this for forever,
15
so
seconds
that's
in at
how I
least.
learned music. Is
Yeah.
like, and what's cool is I never understood who was in my dad's orchestra.
Yeah.
Until much later on, you know, like we had Chester Whitmore. I don't know if you guys know who Chester Whitmore is.
I don't know why the name
Elaborate.
sounds familiar.
Chester Whitmore is he's a world famous choreographer, right? He helped Michael Jackson
Oh, wow.
put all of his shit together for all of the music videos.
Okay.
Oh,
right?
wow.
But Chester came out to one of my dad's shows to teach, you know, like the older people, like how to do the Charleston.
Yeah.
And it's like, he didn't charge my dad.
Huh.
He just came out because he's a friend, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
I'm going to
You
be
know?
honest, dude. I don't know how to do the Charleston.
Well, if you were at my dad's show,
You're like, I'll
you
give
would
you
fucking
Chester
know.
Whitmore's
dude.
number.
Yeah, exactly. You know, or
He'll
like
teach
we
you
had
firsthand.
We had Frank Sinatra's drummer sit in one
Wow,
time for my
that's
dad's
crazy.
orchestra. You know,
Yeah.
we had Jay Leno's saxophonist and fucking trumpeter. You know,
Wow.
like all and I took my wife and kids to Disneyland right after COVID, and right when they opened up like the Disney meet and greets and all that.
Yeah.
We were walking into Main Street and I saw the Straw Hats. Right, they look like the Dapper Dans, but they're the guys with the straw hats.
Yeah, they're straw instead.
Yeah, that's exactly. They're not dapper, they're straw.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I saw them playing and I was like, hey, let's go watch the band. So we
That's
walk
sick.
up and you know, homeboy's playing the drums and he sees me. He's like,
Yeah.
puts his drumsticks down because his part was done. He comes up, he's like, hey, Pierre, gave me a hug. He's like, how you been? My wife was
dope.
like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck
do you know this guy?
know everybody?
Everybody.
And it's like, oh, that's my dad's drummer. She's like, yeah, of course it is. You know, it's like, yeah, that's Jimmy Ford.
Of course,
dude.
well, of course, two facts. Of course, your dad has a drummer, and then of course that is your dad's drummer.
Yeah, you know, like, oh yeah, 18
Just
people.
jamming over here at Disneyland.
Yeah,
Do you still have the Spotify? Mick? I just want to. We'll play it at 15 seconds for 30 seconds.
15.
I just want to hear what he thinks of my take on like this kind of stuff.
You guys, I want to see
Yeah,
if,
no, I'm-
if you're
I'm
in the
definitely down.
same realm as what he was talking about.
Oh, for sure.
Who's this?
Right off the bat.
Who's the guy
yeah.
on the cover?
That's my friend D'Anthony.
Oh, that's cool. Was he an extra in Powder?
He was. That is actually a live photo I took of him. No editing, no nothing.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Go to that photo, Mick.
No, this is cool though. I like this.
Yeah, and this, like I said, I did. These are songs I wrote in probably the period of like maybe a total of 6 hours each,
He was very
Okay.
depressed.
and I just
Well, no, I feel it, dude. That's honestly, if you look at my SoundCloud, all that
Similar
shit.
stuff. to this.
I know, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like I literally I was going through it
Yeah.
in my 20s, and like, dude, I fucking wrote all that shit. I can't listen to it. I love it. I can't listen to it.
I'll be honest with you, I'm the same
Brings you
way, man.
back,
Like I
huh?
said, I don't like listening to music that I've made and released in any other way than critical. Besides, like, oh, I need to fix this. I would like to fix that. I
no,
would
for
like to do
me,
this.
I can't listen to it because I fucking cry.
Yeah.
It messes with you.
Dude, like, watch. I don't
gonna
know if
start
you can
crying
pull up.
right now.
I'm gonna start crying. No, but if you pull up
All right,
my
give me 2 seconds.
SoundCloud,
You vamp.
my SoundCloud is just my full name. It's Pierre Roland Blais. But that's what I'm talking about. Is
Yeah.
like because there's serious shit
Yeah.
tied to those notes.
I have some stuff on my SoundCloud that I've never released. It's just kind of, I just wrote it in the moment. And in those moments were moments of of family members passing and things like that I felt a certain type of way. And when I listen to it, I do get emotional because it's like, I didn't write it I just wrote it because I felt that way in the moment.
Exactly.
You know?
But that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between writing a song and writing like your vibe, like writing you, because you felt that. You felt it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You felt it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I have to fucking make this part because this part has to go into this part.
Right.
And if I don't do that part, it's like
a different way of writing.
It's like, bro, this is what I'm feeling. I'm gonna put that down and I'll think about it later.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And I do. Yeah. I've written stuff like that. There's even stuff with me and Mick, like lyrics that I've written that I'm like, ooh, puts me right back into that place. You know. With the Dunce, like some of the lyrics I wrote.
Oh, like if you go to, it's on Spotify. It's just my full name on Spotify, and like the SoundCloud stuff was super elementary, which was actually kind of cool. This is another one of those like weird fucking moment
Blaze
stories, you know. It's
right
BLA.
there it is.
Yeah, it's on the top right there. But like the one that I just released is number 2 currently, and it's called I Just Talked to Him. And everybody has that moment in their life. And you know exactly what fucking moment I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and take a wild guess, wild stab in the dark at what that, just from title, what that is. I Just Talked to Him. Is this about losing a friend?
Yes.
Okay. So it's just like, basically it's that statement that you make when you find out.
Like, dude, what the fuck? I just talked to him.
Yeah. I literally
he was
have that.
fine.
He was right there. Yeah.
He was right there. He was happy. He was smiling.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped off a bridge.
Yeah.
He fucking hung himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Put it up a little bit, Mike.
So
I had that same thing with To Kill For and Anthony.
That's
Same
my
thing. I literally talked to him 2 to 3 weeks before he passed away.
Yeah. I said, "Oh, dude, you're in the hospital?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll get better, bro."
Yeah. And the thing is, me and him just had that conversation of, we got to do better for ourselves. We got to stop drinking. We got to stop smoking. We got to, he just had his baby. Like, we have to do these things in our life because we're getting older. We're not kids anymore. We can't, and we talked about music, and we're like, you know, talking about us bringing some To Kill For back and like doing these things, you know, and then, yeah, he passed away.
Yeah. And that's my point.
We never could do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that's what's the trip.
Yeah.
Because when you really listen, you hear that.
Yeah.
That lonely fucking piano in the background.
How do you usually write? When you write,
very
when you sit down,
sad.
When you, all right. So when you sit down, what would you say you like to start with? What's your jumping off point?
I don't fucking know. That's what's so weird about what I do is I don't know.
It just comes out.
I literally sit down and I'll find a vibe, right? I'll find a vibe and then I'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just let it go. I'll, just fucking, there it is.
Yeah.
And because I have a melody that I have stuck in my head for that feeling. And
so
then
I would say then.
Yeah. So I start with the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it's like I start with a simple melody and then I just stack layers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because honestly, a lot of this stuff, the fact that I'm using these programs, like I didn't know about these programs. I used to use just my guitar and some effects pedals. And I remember I used to drive. Every once in a while, I would drive artists for the observatory in Santa Ana, Costa Mesa, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to go pick up an artist one day. I didn't know who he was, right? Mm-hmm. So I picked him up in LA and we're driving and we're kind of just shooting the shit. And, he's like, "Hey, so what do you do? Do you just drive?" And I said, "Nah, dude, I'm not a driver." Like, he's like, "You're a musician, right?"
Nobody in California is just that one job.
Exactly. So it's like, he's like, "Oh, you're a musician. What kind of stuff do you do?" Oh, and then I started explaining, I do like cinematic and like vibes and shit. And he's like, "Do you have anything?" So I showed him my Spotify, right? Or not Spotify, my SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, dude, that's just guitar pedals and your guitar?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "That's wild." what you should look into is Omnisphere.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what I use for everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. Nice to meet you, sir. Well, that guy, I told my buddy Brody, right? He's the one that directed my Smashing Pumpkins fucking audition reel.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's the one that colored the Irishman roundtable discussion for Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So like,
Crazy.
dude, right.
Works on
Another
big-
one of those
works
fucking
on big
things,
shit.
dude. Works on big shit. You know, but homie from high school right here in Chino.
Mhm.
You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy.
But it's like everything's all tied in like that, right? And so I told him, "Oh, dude, I drove this artist." He's like, "What artist?" I was like, "Bonobo." Right?
Uh-huh.
I guess he's an EDM guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't listen to EDM. He's like, "I fucking love Bonobo."
That's crazy.
And he's like, "That's like my favorite artist." He's like, "You drove him?" I was like, "Yeah." And he told me to do this and this and this and use this program and all fucking. And so now all my
So
stuff
we now
is
know Bonobo uses Omnisphere.
yeah.
Omnisphere, yeah.
Well, and this is when he was still using Omnisphere 1 because he's like, "Oh, they're about to release 2."
Yeah.
And I barely scratched the surface of 1.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck yeah, cool." So it's crazy. Like I get these little tidbits of information from like these huge artists.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it works out like that. I don't know why I am put in that position.
Right.
It's just fucking wild.
It just
to me.
happens.
You know, it just happens. You know,
Right.
like when I was playing with Suffocate, right?
Yeah.
I ended up driving Migos.
Oh shit!
Right? Like back,
Way back.
right before Bad. Well, it was actually during Bad and Bougie. Like it was the promo ramp up to Bad and Bougie,
Yeah.
right? And so that's the first time I met those kids, and I didn't even know they were kids.
Yeah.
I thought they were like, you know, our age, and so I'm driving them, and they asked like, "Yo, you're in a band? Yeah. What band?" At the time I was like, "Oh, I'm in, you know, I play guitar in Suffocate." And they're like, "All right, well, we want to check your shit out.
nice.
And where can we hear it?" And I was like, "Oh,
That's
you
crazy.
can listen to it on Spotify." So they're like, "Oh, fuck, okay." You know, so they put Suffocate on in the van.
Yeah.
And they were
That's
hyphy as
crazy.
fuck. They were like, "Yeah, this
You'd
shit's
be surprised,
hard."
dude. As
But
much as
then-
it might be, like when
It
you
was
when you come
crazy.
across people, dude, especially musicians,
Yeah.
no matter what kind of musician.
Yeah.
When you come across a musician, let's say it's in that exact context, like
Yeah.
you're the driver for them or something,
Right.
or you meet them at a party in passing, and then you tell
Yeah.
them you're a musician. More often than not, they're super supportive and super interested and super
Yeah.
curious. Like,
Yeah.
well, show me. What do you got?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you share it with them, and
Yeah.
you'd be surprised how
And
often
it was-
people who are like
exactly.
who
And
you
it was-
consider
it's
like,
just
oh
fucking-
wow, you're like a big
yeah.
artist or whatever, would be open minded to.
That's just like
new-
like Post Malone.
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
to drive.
I
I
can
got
see
to
that.
drive Post Malone a few times. Right.
That's awesome.
I had to pick
I
him
was,
up
dude,
when
my
he used
bassist
to.
literally, he did the sound for, I guess he did a show or was doing a show earlier this month.
Uh-huh.
He did like the sound setup for my bassist Matt,
Right.
you know, and he was telling
Oh,
me
yeah.
yesterday.
That's
But yeah,
crazy.
But it's just wild because like even with that, right? Where I was telling you guys like my stories are very meandering. Okay. So I had to drive Post Malone, right? So I had to go to LA to pick up the Sprinter. But I didn't want to drive back to Costa Mesa and then drive back to North Hollywood to pick him up from home, just to drive back to Costa Mesa to drop him
Drop
off
off
at the
the Sprinter,
show,
yeah.
just to wait for him to be done with the show so I could drive him back home and then drive back to Costa Mesa. Fuck that, right?
Yeah.
So it so happened to where my buddy Mark, he plays guitar in Vela Maya.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
They were, well, he was here recording, I forget which, it was like maybe 3 albums back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he was here and he's like, "Yeah, pull through."
It was
So,
Monarch. Was it Monarch?
maybe. But like, so I ended up going to the place, right? To the producer's house and he was like, "Oh, you want to try my VR on?" This is like when House of Resident
sure.
Evil VR
Yeah,
came
yeah,
out.
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever
And,
say
dude,
no to
it was
someone
fucking funny
offering me VR.
because
Yeah, never.
I felt so bad because Mark like set up like I didn't know VR was like this whole secondary fucking
You
like
have to set up all this
machine,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
So he sets up the PlayStation VR and all that, and he puts on fucking Resident Evil or Silent Hill.
Okay.
One of those, yeah.
It was this. I think it was Silent Hill. I end up putting the fucking headset on. I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, all right, put the fucking headphones on. I was like, cool. He's like, all right. He took my hands and he put the controller. This is control. I was like, all right, cool. He's like, all right. And I press start and it's all. And I was like, nope. I said, sorry, dude. And I felt so bad because he set it all up. I literally pressed start and I was like, yeah, I'm fucking over this. I was
right in
already
your face.
scared. So, but no, he ended up telling me, he's like, oh, so who are you driving? I was like, oh, I'm driving Post Malone.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit. He yelled down the hall to his producer, hey, dude, fucking Pierre's driving Post. And his producer goes, hey, man, tell Austin so-and-so said, what's up? And I was like,
That's
okay.
his real name? Or
yeah, Austin is Post Malone, Austin, right? He's like, tell Austin I said, what's up? And I was like, he's like, dude, tell him and he'll trip. And I was like, all right, cool. So I ended up leaving, and I went to Post Malone's house and I was waiting. He was the first one at the van. He's like, hey, my name is Post. I was like, hi, Austin. My name is Pierre. So-and-so told me to say, what's up? I just came from his house. He's like, oh, what the fuck? Sick. All right, cool. And after that, it was like immediate.
So
like we
funny
have
what
the same
the
friends,
social,
It's,
the social contract allows us to do with
Right?
that. It's like a secret like punch card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, you know so and so.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you're fucking cool. And
yeah,
they bring it in
exactly.
full,
And what was even cooler, right? So I was playing music in the van, driving around, whatever. And the third day, kind of everybody's tapering down. So I had Animals as leaders on, right?
Yeah.
Because it's instrumental, whatever. I had it on. I hear his people in the back jabbering like, oh, this music's boring. This music's
Shit.
fucking Austin.
Some of the most talented guys and
Dude,
shit.
Austin from the back of the van goes, Pierre, is this Animals as leaders? And I was like, yeah. He's all, turn
Like
that
I said,
shit
dude,
up.
you'd be surprised,
And-
dude.
and I
like
was like,
fucking
fuck
real
yeah.
musicians, real people who love music will love most types of
Exactly.
music,
Yeah.
no matter what.
So it's just crazy. Like how many like people, it's all the same thing.
Right.
We're all the same. Like Post was going to play in Crown the Empire.
That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. And it didn't pan out, obviously, but it panned out for
It
him.
panned out for him.
Yeah, for
him. But on the Empire, I would say not so much. Even.
Well,
I mean,
no,
they're doing fine.
They're doing
but
good, man. But at the same time, it's like
Not as much as Post Malone.
Well, I mean, different contracts. But and that's what's cool about it is like it everybody's the same, but you have to really tie into each other. Like Morgoth,
Be
right?
open.
Morgoth, Michael, right?
Mhm.
He was in Winds of Plague, right? He was in Goliath,
Yeah.
right? And now he's fucking Morgoth. He
Yeah.
created the Morgoth brand.
Persona,
He's
the
a
whole
fucking, he's a songwriter. That's what he does. He's a publisher. He publishes these songs. But he helped. I remember when he did something for Death Race, right?
The movie?
No. The fucking, the hip hop artist.
Death Race.
I don't know.
Fuck.
I know you're coming to me for
Yeah.
it, but I don't know.
You do.
I probably do.
But,
Death Race. That's the name of the artist? Is Death
no, that's the name of the record.
Okay, Death Race.
Yeah, the ones that know. But yeah, he did something for him. Oh, Juice WRLD. Duh.
Juice WRLD.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
So he
Okay.
he did that shit on Juice WRLD's record, right?
Yeah.
He did that. And what was crazy to me, right, is seeing him do that. Nobody giving a fuck about Juice WRLD. And then Juice WRLD dies, and suddenly everybody's
Everyone gives a fuck
fucking
about- yeah.
Juice WRLD fan.
Yep.
And that's sad.
Same
Well,
thing
that
with
speaks a lot
But
to,
it's also one of those things where it's like, that's how quick it changes.
That's what I'm saying. I was literally about to say, that speaks a lot to how fickle I was trying to describe music as earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, music is very fickle. It's in the time. If you are not on top of a moment, then you're not as relevant as this one particular person who is on top of that moment.
Yeah.
And that's just how it's going to
But
work.
what's crazy is the music didn't
And it could
change.
switch.
The music was there, and Michael's music is fucking good.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Is that you could be really good, but unless it has that switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that switch is a part of the live aspect too. You know, it's like
too. I was literally, thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're the man.
The switch is very important.
I don't mean to say this because we put this derogatory sense on board, bitch, but you're really good at that job, Mick. You're the best at it. I'm telling you. Give me the booklet. I'll read it all. I'll learn it.
I should have
You can quiz me.
I gotta make
I'll do it again.
An SOP, dude.
I gotta make one of those fucking
Standard operating procedure.
I gotta make one of those. I'm gonna make like a really cheesy like employee
like handbook, SOP.
The video. No, he's talking about the video.
Orientation.
No, what you need
So you
to do
decided
is
to work at Thee Stool Podcast.
what you need to do is do one of those like creator content packs, right? Where, hey, I'm going to teach you how
Sign
to do
up for
this,
my digital
and then
course.
never fucking do it. Just run that ad.
Just run the ad.
Never even make a fucking
Never make the
curriculum. Just make the ad.
All right, sorry, that was a digression, but you were basically speaking about, the
Yeah, the switch, right? And the switch is when and people see it. Right, especially like on social media, people see that switch, because they see where the artist starts, right, and it's like, yeah, this is my friend, so I'll like his stuff, and then slowly you start seeing your friends not liking your stuff, and you're like, what the fuck, you know, like, you know, but that's because the algorithm's like, yeah, fuck you, your shit sucks, you know, like, and then you're like,
But
well,
does the shit suck, or is the algorithm trying to pick things that it'll know most people will just immediately pick up?
Well, and that's my point, is if most people will pick it up, it doesn't suck.
True.
I don't think that's true
Right?
at all.
Well,
no way.
To an extent, right?
No
so
way.
some
There's definitely stuff that a lot of people would say sucks,
Right.
And whether
Until
it does or not,
until
whether
it's
it doesn't.
cool.
because
Yeah,
because
until
we're
it's
in our
cool.
we're in our different niches and our different
Right.
styles of music we like or whatever.
Yeah.
There's definitely people who would talk trash on
course.
Ice Spice or whatever, right?
Right.
And it's like
She
that's
looks
not for
funny.
me. But the algorithms is like this is what's popping right now.
Well, the algorithm will tell you what's popping for you.
Mhm.
The algorithm's not going to tell me what's popping from you.
For you, yeah.
But it will too, because of proximity, right? So proximity fucking advertising and shit. It's fucked, right?
Especially
So
because we're in
all
the
of our-
same room together.
all of our phones are going to start
you
like
spend a lot of time with this person.
yeah,
so
dude. If I start seeing some wild shit on my Instagram, it's because I know it's one of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will take claim to this right now.
Yeah.
If you guys all start getting a lot of double-sided dildo ads, it's definitely not me. It's definitely not me. I'll say that now.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll see.
I've seen your IP.
But that's
Yes.
true. The phones talk to each other. So yeah, that is a part of it. The
But
proximity.
no, so what it is like, obviously what I mean by the switch is like, it's more like a live element, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Is like you being Johnny, right?
True.
Or you being Johnny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's when you turn on the switch.
There's the Johnny I know behind
exactly.
closed doors, and there's Johnny Savage. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the persona. So a lot of people, once they figure out their switch, that's when you start seeing it all click. You know what I mean? But until you find that switch for yourself, it's not going to get to that level that you want because you're not comfortable enough with the switch.
Well, okay. So what do you have to say? Because this all like you're speaking about persona and stuff. What do you have to say about like?
Well, it's not just persona; it's branding.
Yeah, branding.
You
Okay,
know?
so branding. Let's
Yeah.
use that nomenclature.
Yeah.
Let's say branding, persona, character, charisma.
Yeah.
all those kind of things that make a person like Post Malone or Drake or Kanye West.
Those three
relatable,
names.
Or I don't want to say
Those three
relatable,
names.
but
What do you think when you think of those three names?
to me, honestly, if you want to nail it down to a couple of things, it's
Post Malone, I think about Bud Light.
There you go.
Continue.
Continue.
Bud Light.
Yeah.
Really, Bud Light.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah.
all he drinks. He's
that
like
was-
open about it.
That was a huge thing for him.
Yeah.
To me, I think words
Face
like
tattoos.
marketable. I think words like
Great musician. I'm sorry. I was just saying Post
no.
Malone,
I
great
just
musician.
didn't hear what you
Go ahead.
said, but I felt like it was something accurate.
No, I was just saying things that Post Malone makes me think of. Bud Light, bunch of tattoos, great musician. Go ahead.
Okay, so these types of artists, right? Any
Mm-hmm.
sort of artist, You could run the gamut on any sort of artist that would make me think of like the mainstream. Post Malone, like I said, Kanye West, Drake, Taylor Swift.
Right.
These types of people, whether they're different genres, they're this sort of accessible and sort of palatable to the broadest of audiences.
Right.
Where literally even a person like myself or Mick or Johnny could get them, when we are the type of people who hunt for eclectic music.
Right.
We hunt for the deep shit. We try to find B-sides. We try to find bands that other people won't get. And there is that end of the spectrum when it comes to listening to music, and then there's the mainstream end of the spectrum where it's like literally it's music that's designed to be palatable.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you're making art and when you're making stuff, like for example, your stuff, would you say it's ever going to be palatable to the degree that Kanye or Post Malone is? Or would you say it lies more in the middle or more to the right?
For me personally, I don't write it for that reason.
Exactly. Exactly.
But the stuff that I do write for that reason.
Real quick, not to cut you off, but real quick, that to me exactly is the point of creating art.
Right.
And that's why we've gotten into discussions about this before, about how I think art needs to have a new renaissance and go in a direction where we're in more small pocketed forms of like entertainment, whether it be visual art, paintings or videos or whatever, or whether it be musical art. I think we need to stop focusing on the idea of what's mainstream, because that stuff is more motivated by the idea that basically what's marketable is artistic, and I disagree with that.
Well, here's the other part of that. So let's say somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, I have $100 million. You wanna write this song?"
If someone offered me $100 million to write a song, I would say I'll take $50 million.
But you would still take the money though.
I would take the money because
how is your art now invalid because you took money?
Here's the deal. To me, my art has nothing to do with the money part. My art has something to do with my expression and the fact that I am living on this like finite timeline that I want to get all these songs out before I die. And I have all this shit in my head. I need it out before I die. And that's what motivates truly what I do in my art.
So
that literally, I have all kinds of ideas that like literally when I share them, I have a gratification from that. When I share it with my family, like, let me show you this song. And it's like, oh, that's good. It's good. And then I do another one and I do another one and I do another one. But I'm finally at this point where like I show them a song, like, fuck, this is good. This is a banger. There's a form of gratification to that.
Right.
And that is what I'm chasing.
Yeah.
It's not so much even this idea that I want to get
then on a hyper
compensation from it.
on a hyper level, that's exactly what commercial music is. Because the people that write that stuff,
It's not exactly that.
but it is, because they are still having to be creative.
When you go to 16 different songwriters to make sure that your song turns out quote unquote right. It's not
but
the same
how many
thing as
metal
me
bands
sitting in my room
How
for
many
18
metal
hours
bands
until I
actually
get my
fucking
song
write
right.
their own music though?
Metal bands?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's my point.
I would
that?
say that those metal bands have more integrity than these people who hire songwriters to get their
They're
song
doing the
quote
same
unquote
thing.
right.
But they're doing the same
They got
thing.
producers.
but
They have
doing-
producers.
But those
So
producers
as a
are
producer-
there. Those producers are there for sound design versus artistic like expression.
That's not
sound
always
design.
true though. Because what if the artist doesn't know shit about music?
But he's a good guitar player.
But he's a good singer or he's a good guitar
Yeah.
player. You know, most people don't know how to fucking think like a drummer, which is why when people that play guitar
writing drums.
are writing drums, it's like, I don't have 7 fucking arms, bro.
Yeah.
You know? But that's
Thanks
my
for
point.
programming the most insane shit ever.
So it's like, having 6 songwriters or 7 songwriters, that's having each person in the band writing their part.
Yeah.
Okay. So that as a form of expression, like I said, I think what that does is it's art by commodity. We talked about this. We
collective.
talked about this with movies a little bit.
Yeah.
Where it's like the more people you have to workshop an idea, the broader the product that you get is going to be palatable to be other people. You know what I mean? So if you have that sort of like implement in
not human centipede,
whether it's musical, that was a very refined group of people that were
well, yeah,
my kind of people.
But no, I would say like any form of art, whether it's movies, whether it's music, I don't think that's a strong suit, dude. I don't think taking more people to make a piece of music is a thing that's working in the benefit of artistic expression, because I think artistic expression is about the individual's take on what it is to be artistic.
True, but in the form of a score or a composition or like an arranger, right?
Yeah.
So they are now taking that and lumping in all these musicians to create their vision. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So not
let's
having a collective.
And here's the thing. Okay, one of my favorite things, and I've shared it on this podcast too, but it's a piece of music called Walo Yamanui, and it's basically a big orchestral thing. I think it's just in the orchestra alone, there's like 45 plus people,
Right.
you know, vocalists and instrumentalists and stuff. And so obviously that collective effort is beautiful, but it still was written by this one guy named Christopher Tin. So to me, I think the window to that kind of art, where it's like, whether it's somebody who's one person who's like taking 10 years to write one song that's super expressive and then having all these other performers do it, I prefer that. I prefer the individualist expense of expression as opposed to like the communal take on expression, because I think the communal take on expression is just naturally going to lead down a lane where we all are like, well, this is what is expected of art. And it's a very predictable sense of art, and that the sensibilities lead to a place where we all expect the same sort of things from art.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it's very interesting.
You guys wanted to get Ranthony going, dude. You got him going.
I knew that this is how it would go. This is why I wanted Pierre so badly on the podcast.
But I do, honestly, I absolutely love his perspective, dude. I absolutely love it. I really do. Because to me, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have the finalist perspective on things. I don't have it figured out, dude. I'm just a guy who likes music and has a passion for it.
Right.
And so I'm here in defense of the idea of individualistic expression.
Right.
So here's my take on it too, right? So like the idea that somebody writes something that would be commercial, right? Or palatable to a broad audience, being more or less invalid because it's for a broad audience, right? I wrote 3 songs that are in a movie this year, right? So my songs, very short clipped, but they're in there and they related to this other piece of art, and they're palatable for everybody, right? So
a mixture.
My art is now invalid because it's for the masses? No. It's the same.
I would never ever say it like that.
But that's my point. You know, is when you say it either way, that's what it portrays. It's invalid because it's a collective.
My thing is more or less where it's like, okay, so what is the intention behind creating, right? So you had this intention to create a piece of music that related to people in this form,
right?
You know, and that actually did relate to someone in a form where they wanted to put it into a movie, their movie, whatever it was, and that I think is accomplishing
the finish line now on Vimeo.
But yeah,
directed by Michael Gilkison.
Should say the name again so we can plug it. Michael Gilkison.
Michael Gilkison.
Hold on, I think I can do it better.
I think that's the point, though.
Michael Gilkison.
You want it older? Do you want it older?
Nostril?
Hold on. Let me do Nigel. You guys remember Nigel?
From
Thornberries?
From Thornberries.
Just super coked out with his kids all the time. Hey, I fucking got super coked out and I stole this monkey. Let's go!
That's the
Yo, he really was. What
Honestly, it was one of the wilder concepts of cartoons in the 90s.
That's why it was the Wild Thornberries.
shout out Tim Curry, man.
That's
Yeah,
right.
shout out Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah.
We love you, boy.
Yeah.
We love you, boy. But yeah, no, I understand. Like, I love that. I love that. See, I love that part of it where it's like, okay, your art reached out to someone, whoever it was, who was working on that team for that movie. It was like, I know the guy who has the music for this.
Right.
Yeah.
And it worked, and it spread in that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's more organic.
Yeah.
You know, a way to spread music and art and to get like, as opposed to like, there's a room full of 15 people and we've got an artist that we've invested X amount of money in and we need to make sure this makes us X amount of money back.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There's a fine line between that, because even with an artist like Post Malone that we all agree that we respect as a songwriter,
Oh, for sure.
he's out there having to make those sort of conversations happen.
Right.
Having to talk to the people who are like, well, we need to get you to this market and that market and this
Right.
market. When I would,
He has to play both hats.
yeah, you have to play ball.
Because he's
dude.
a real musician. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, he's a real musician. Like, he likes to write music. Like,
Well, and
real
you know what
music.
else is cool? Is Post loves Necrogoblicon.
That's amazing.
I will love that. I can't wait to
remember
see
that. I remember that on Joe Rogan when
Yeah.
he talks about it.
I
Which
can't
is super
wait
cool,
to
but that's,
see.
you know, like,
Yeah.
that's how, dude, and that's what's crazy is like, I wouldn't have known about Necrogoblicon unless Jambi.
Yeah, John.
But I wouldn't have known about Jambi unless it was you.
Right.
You know, because the whole thing was Recurring Nightmare. Me and Chris, me and Magwai,
Yeah.
Chris Morales. He's
the
doing
dopest.
Gouged.
Yeah, is he?
He's the drummer for Gouged.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
So and then Michael,
He's a good-ass drummer.
and then Michael, the guitar player, Michael Gross.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that used to own the Mutant House in Chino.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So that's that's what I'm saying. It's everybody's
It's
just
connected.
coming back.
It's a big
It
fucking
is.
spider web, Joe.
Yeah, the
Well,
other
dude,
the other
my-
day I was in Pomona, right?
Yeah.
I went to go see Max Calvera's new band, Go Ahead and Die, because my buddy Joshua, who played in Suffocate with me on that tour,
Uh-huh.
is now playing
You
guitar
said,
in
no, you
Body
said
Box.
go ahead and die, not curl up and die, right?
No, Go Ahead and Die.
Okay,
That's the
because
name.
Curl
of
Up
the
and
set.
Die is, I remember, from a band from Vegas, from like a hardcore band. I don't know if you remember them, but they
No.
were good.
But yeah, you know, so it's like I was walking down the street with my buddy Josh. You know, he was looking for some pizza, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this spot over here." They were closed, whatever.
What?
But as we were walking by, I saw 3 friends from work, and they were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hi," right? So I went over, I started talking to them, and I look over, and for me, it's just funny how the universe works because I see another group of friends sitting outside of this cantina, and now there's only these 2 groups of friends at 2 different tables. Nobody else is there. I now know 100% of these people that are at this place
Yeah.
from completely separate worlds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, so it's like for me, it's funny because I'm slowly
And I wonder
like
about
it's
that
slowly
sometimes.
closing in on me where like it's to the point to where I can't fucking go anywhere without knowing
Well, yeah,
someone.
no, yeah, exactly. When you're the type of person, like, okay, your job is kind of knowing people.
Yeah.
Your job is that.
Yeah.
So it's like what I wonder, and this is why I have a like blast fucking picking brains of people like that, where I'm a very introverted type of person. You know, I like to make my art and stuff, but I don't even like to share it because I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
But you are like, you know, you're the type of person who, like you said, you find yourself in a scenario where you're at some random event, and guess what? Oh, I know so and so and so and so and so and so, and I've come across other people like yourself. And to me, I am fascinated by just this idea of you being able to like inject yourself into this world or that world or that world and just kind of just aggregate, you know what I mean, to it, you know? And that I think that's a weird, a talent in itself. It's a
It's
weird talent
fucking
because I don't know,
bizarre.
I know I don't have it.
I think one of the trippiest things is this, right? So I have a friend who used to be the A&R for Legator, right? His name is Justin. And
My favorite
Justin,
guitar, by the way. My current baritone guitar is a Legator Ninja, and it's amazing.
Dude,
Nice.
So Justin injected a lot of money into Legator in the beginning as, you know, an investor. He wanted them to build guitars for him so that he could spec them out for individual artists. That was the whole point, is so that the artist gets what they want. Right. So he had this super dope Ninja, and he was asking me like, we were on our way to Be Real Studio, right? Be Real TV, Cypress Hill, right?
Right. That's dope. B-Real's one of my top 5s.
Because of my friend Aaron
I'll put him like
that
8,
I grew up with here in Chino.
I'll put him top 10.
You know, Chino, Aaron was the drummer for one of my first high school bands called Death Grip. Not Death Grips, Death Grip.
Death Grip.
Right? But he was the drummer, and he also fucking started recording me. Later on, he went to Los Angeles Recording Art School, became an audio engineer. Now, fast forward, he works at Be Real TV, right?
Yeah.
No longer, but he was there.
Yeah.
And he was constantly trying to get me in there, right? So I finally, after 2.5 years of him trying to get me into the studio to meet, not Be Real, but Raz Dude, right? He was the another beat maker. He makes all the beats for, he used to make all the beats for Be Real TV.
Nice.
He wanted me to meet him because he had an alley review show.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, meandering, right?
Yeah.
But what happened was this. I took Justin with me one day to Be Real TV. And I said, Justin, he's like, should I bring the new Legator, the new one?
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, yeah.
Exclusive? Let's go.
It's fucking, it's a one-off. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. Bring it.
Bring that shit.
And here's the fucking weird part. This is what I said verbatim, right? Because me and him were on some Universal shit at that time. I said, wouldn't it be fucking weird if we show up to Be Real TV with the brand new Legator and their guest for the hot box was Jose Mangin from Liquid Metal, and he sees the guitar and goes, "Whoa, this is a badass guitar!" Right?
That's lightning in a bottle.
And I said that'd be a trip.
Yeah.
And we're driving there in the red Jeep.
Guess
right?
what?
The red Jeep.
Guess
I
what?
remember that.
Yeah. So we're
I
driving
left
there.
some of my CDs in there.
Yeah, I had no brakes at the time.
I
but
do
we
still
were
have
going.
that.
Do you still have them?
No, that Jeep got totaled.
Where is my Protest the Hero album at? Because
In the
it
glove
left, I
box.
left
Hey,
it
I
in
have an
there.
extra
I know.
Fortress.
No,
Do you
I have to.
need
I have
an
to buy
extra
it.
Fortress CD?
So,
I have
dude,
an extra Fortress.
We get to Be Real Studios,
Yeah.
right? We get out of the car. We go inside. Jose Mangin is
there.
fucking
He's
right there.
Of course.
And me and Justin looked at each other like, thanks, universe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then I know Jose because of Observatory. So the owner of the Observatory at that time ended up helping
That's crazy.
Jose have his own Sirius XM radio studio. So at Affliction, because that's who used to own the Observatory, right, is the owner of Affliction Clothing, right? He built Jose a cool little studio at Affliction headquarters.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew Jose. Now, Be Real is like, how is it that this fucking guy comes in to my studio and he knows the last few people that have been my guests?
Yeah.
You know, like he knows Jose. He came in and he knew Steph Tone.
Yeah.
Like I've known Stefan because of the Poor Kids Radio. What up, Dougie?
Shout
What
out
up?
Poor Kids Radio.
Poor Kids Radio. What up, Russ? Shoe, Silver. You know, like the Poor Kid Mansion in LA, like they helped foster a lot of things too. And that's what I'm saying. There's just so many fucking branches that I, for some reason,
We're literally, it is
become a part of.
it's
I'm a
knowing
part of the
people.
fucking tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's weird.
Well, it's your destiny.
It's my
Your dense. It's
density.
your
density.
My density.
It's your density.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm
Fuck
exactly.
you, Anthony. It's
You
your
know,
destiny.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
I don't
like,
know why
it's
I
just-
said density.
It's just
I
fucking
was almost
weird.
saying
It's
it
just
was
You
it's-
stumbled halfway
yeah.
through to say
It's
to
just
get us put it
bizarre.
in our head.
It's the cut water.
You know, it's super bizarre. And that's all. And that's what
But
I'm saying.
no.
It's like,
Here's the deal, dude. Here's a lot of people would chalk that shit up to happenstance or randomness, but no, it is a talent. I personally believe this deep down in my heart. It is a talent to either charismatically capture people or in another way subconsciously capture people's attention, where when you meet people, they remember you
Yeah.
and you're good at marketing yourself, or whether you have anything to sell, whether you have anything to provide, whether you just have information about somebody else or another band or another project. So there's some people who are naturally good at that. And I think that's an important thing.
I just like talking to
Big
people.
part of
I
the
just
picture.
like being around, hanging out and shit.
Especially if
You
you
know?
could sit down and talk about music and
I
different
not just
even
not just
music,
you
movies, whatever it might be.
whatever it is. You know, like because of the whole Be Real thing, started hanging out with Raz Dude at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Right. And because of hanging out with Raz Dude, I met a comedian. His name is Side Dick Eddie. Right. And
Side Dick Eddie?
Yeah, Side Dick Eddie.
Shout out Side Dick Eddie.
What up, dude? So Side Dick Eddie is friends with George Perez.
Okay.
What up, George? I hope your show at Laugh Factory will be good. Anyways, but yeah, Covina Laugh Factory. He was
Shout
there
out.
this past weekend.
That's dope.
You know? But then I met George Perez. Right. So.
Wait, George Perez or George Lopez?
No,
That's
George
what I'm
Perez.
thinking of.
I also met George Lopez because of the whole Be Real thing. Because Cypress Hill got their star
I
on the
would
Walk
love
of
to meet
Fame.
George Lopez.
nice.
And dude, we were fucking.
If I had a beer for George Lopez,
I brought my wife, like,
Yeah.
cause she, when I met my wife, she doesn't know what I do or like who. I don't know what I fucking do, so
Right.
she doesn't know what I do. But I said, hey, I'm gonna take you to this thing, and there's gonna be people there. Just kind of, act like you've been there.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we're hanging out and whatnot, and she starts Snapchatting the event because it's
Dope.
a star. You
Yeah.
don't go to a Walk of Fame thing unless you get invited because you don't know about it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Most of the time you see it on the news and you're like, oh shit, that happened. But that's how you know because they invite you, right?
There's
Right.
people
So-
at that event, so you can be one of those people.
Exactly. So we show up and we're hanging out. Fucking George Lopez is right there chilling. Tom Morello was just chilling.
That's crazy.
And my
love to
wife
meet
is
Tom
like,
Morello.
dude, fucking Tom Morello's here and nobody's talking to him. I'm like, that's because
I'd
this
be
is
the
like a
annoying
lot of
guy.
hip hop people and they don't really know.
They don't really know,
You know,
yeah.
some people know
Yep,
because,
yep.
like Prophets of Rage and all that.
Yeah.
But most people don't know. They're there for Be Real. They're there for Cypress Hill, like Eric Bobo. And, they're
Yeah.
there for those guys. But, she's Snapchatting and I'm talking to Stefan, right? And her cousin like Snapchats like, what the fuck is that? The guitar player for the Deftones? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, Pierre, does your friend play guitar or something? And I was like, yeah, he plays guitar. Oh, what band? The Deftones. Oh yeah, that's Deftone.
There it is. Connection
Oh,
made.
what the fuck? How does he know? Like, well, I met him at the Porkid Mansion.
Yeah.
Like Dougie and Russ and Silver and because of them, I met Be Real for the first time when I was like 17, right? And then I met him again in a different light, and then I met him again in a different.
And then,
so
dude,
it's
that
just
will
like,
make
and every single
different
time,
memorable moments.
Exactly.
Like, oh yeah, he's seen my face. He knows my face.
at the like it's crazy to me that because of my friend Aaron, they call him Aaron. Right?
Yeah.
What
I call my
because
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
I know you ain't playing with me right now. Hey, Ron.
but because of that, like Be Real started calling me P-Ron.
Yeah.
So, which is like another one of those things like
One, ultra creative.
this
Two,
this
ultra
guy,
memorable.
this legend, right? He's a living legend.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
been on the fucking as soon as you're on the Simpsons, you're a living legend.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Shout out! I saw an article.
Shout
they're
out
making
to The
that
Simpsons.
They're making that real, right? Or they already did it.
No, I don't know.
They did a
what you're talking
performance with an orchestra.
Oh yeah,
To make that real.
yeah.
That's
well,
crazy.
and I wanted my dad's orchestra to do a rendition of that.
That would have been insane.
but, I mean-
how cool would that have been?
Well, I mean, I could still chart it out for my dad's orchestra to do, and and we'll just whatever.
If you guys are
But-
touring, bring it
yeah,
to California. Let's go.
But that's the thing is like what the fuck? Like Be Real gave me a nickname. Like
That's dope.
what?
Pierre, when you go again, just keep me in mind.
When and that's what's trippy is
I
like
would love to pick B Real's brain. Honestly, I
Well,
would just
I
love
mean,
to have a
he's-
conversation with him.
he's a super nice dude.
Yeah.
He's very about his business. He's very like he's a good dude. You
Yeah.
know, like
Seems honestly,
and-
he's always seemed like it.
Well,
to
and
me, he
you
seems
could
like
tell-
an always
you
mellow
could-
guy.
Yeah, you could tell if somebody is cool by the people that are in their entourage.
Yeah.
You know, and like DJ C minus, like, what up, dude? Like, you know, all these people, E-Zone and like all the, you know, Shiki and like all these people that were there that I met, like super chill, super cool. Everybody's just doing this shit. And Be Real is giving these, you know, people an opportunity to fucking do this, you know? And so it's like in any facet, like even here, you're going to get exactly what you put into it.
Yeah.
So if you think it's a little thing that isn't going to be anything, it's just a fun thing for now, that's great. But that's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
But if you want it to be bigger so that you have a broader audience to reach out and say, these are the bands that I fucking care about. This is what I love. These are my friends that you guys don't know. And now I have a platform of 1 million people that now know my friends that are local bands or that are doing something that I believe in.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea is like,
That's kind of what we're doing here.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so the idea that like, just because it's commercial or it's broad, like that doesn't diminish the art. you know?
Yeah.
And,
True.
and eventually it does kind of suck because eventually when
I
it
think when
comes
it gets
into
competitive,
like think about this.
when it gets
you guys are drinking
competitive.
Cutwater, right?
Yeah.
Now what if you guys exclusively drank Cutwater?
Twisted Teas?
No, I'll stick
You
with
know,
Cutwater.
what if they were like, hey, can we make a deal where you guys drink Cutwater?
Absolutely.
We'll pay you advertising.
Absolutely.
So then
I would
that's,
take that deal.
Okay, exactly. But that's my point. That's not selling out. That's buying in.
Yeah. I agree with that.
You know?
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Okay,
and that's kind of
in
like
the context of the modern idea of what success should be. Okay, I'm going to be honest. Okay,
Well,
I'll be a
success
little- I'll be a
varies
little
on everybody's
transparent about
level, you
my own
know?
life right
Yeah,
now,
true.
right? I am not a rich man, right? I live kind of
Oh,
on
we
the
can see
fridges.
that.
Yeah, I know. dude.
Well, none of us are. We
It's-
fucking live in California,
It's
dude.
super. It's super imperative, like that gets stated. But I'm not a rich man, and it's not
Are
being
your
a
bills
rich
paid?
man. What's that?
Are your bills paid?
Yeah.
Then you're a
and
rich
that's the
man.
point. And that's the point.
in California, that's a rich
that's
man.
the point. Is that, okay, so the definition of a rich man is such this broad concept, right? Where it's like, if I know I could live off of $2,500 a month, that should be enough. But it isn't. It isn't. To
Right.
most people, that isn't. Because they know that they could grow, they could fucking blast out their name out there and do all these other things to make themselves more money. But that as a motivator, it just doesn't relate to me.
No,
You know what I mean? To
and I
me, it's
get
like
that.
if I have my place, because I love my house right now, it's like perfect. It's like my whole house is a man cave.
Right.
And it's like I wouldn't change it for the fucking world.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it's like if you were to tell me, it's like, okay, well, you're making $50,000 a month now. You know, you should probably update your status and, in your living and all this. I don't
No,
give a shit
you don't-
about any
you
of
don't
that.
need to do
I
any
don't
of
need
that.
to do any of that, dude. It's
No.
like, if anything, if I have all this overhead, then I'm going to share it with the people I love.
Yeah.
Because I know they have things that they need to deal with and all that stuff. And so where is that mentality in all of this? Where is that mentality in all the people who become huge stars
Mm-hmm.
and have all of this money, but instead they choose to invest it in themselves as opposed to being generous about it?
Well, I mean, here's the other part of that. Like, if you're destitute the entirety of your life,
I wouldn't say I'm destitute.
Well, no.
I would say
I'm not
good.
saying you. I'm just saying in general, right? So if you grow up and you're destitute and you're always in the shit, you're always getting fucked, and you finally find something that you're good at, right? And you're really fucking good at it, and you start making a lot of money with it, right? And all the people that you used to ask for help, fuck this guy. But now they want something from you because they know that you have more resource than them. So is you not helping them, you being an asshole? Or you protecting your assets for your
So
future
here's exactly
family?
where I would say probably I agree that you not helping them is you being an asshole. Here's exactly where I would draw that line is because I've dictated an exact number
Right.
that I would need to make my life for the rest of my life perfect for myself. And that's less than $5 million. Okay. So if
That
I
goes
could
quick.
do that, if I could do that for myself, right? And I have this consistent form of income. If I'm one of these humans that currently exist, let's name them, Post Malone, as much as we praised him, Taylor Swift, but they have a influx of money that's coming in that's definitely way more than $5 million a month. Definitely.
Yeah, but look at how
so
happy
what are
they
you
look.
doing with that money to benefit the world? What are you doing with that money? Let's broaden the spectrum a little bit to
look at how many people Post Malone employs when he does a concert.
That's true.
And okay, so that's fine. That's fine. But on the scale of necessities and stuff,
Well, you also have to look at the overhead.
Post Malone concerts, or do we need more mouths fed around the world?
Well, in that itself, he is feeding more mouths.
He's
around
doing
the world.
his part.
He's doing his part by employing a huge fucking army of people.
Huge.
Let's scope it in that way, right?
And he bought $1 million magic card from one guy. He really did that, and he made that guy a millionaire.
Should one magic
guy.
card ever be worth $1 million?
It doesn't matter if it should be or not. The fact
also,
it does matter if it should be or not.
You know,
It's a piece of paper.
No, true.
Are we talking about tangible media here, or are we talking about importance of life and death, dog?
No. Check it
What
out.
the fuck
But
is that?
imagine you having a card, right? And him going.
Imagine you being a starving child on a rock in the fucking barrens of
that
Africa.
has a piece
and
of shit
someone,
magic
someone
card, and
tells
then
you
Post
that there's a
Malone goes,
magic
"I'll
card
give
that's
you $1
worth-
million for that thing."
Dude,
You're gonna be like,
how
"Fuck
ridiculous
yeah, I'm
does
not
that
gonna be
seem
fucking."
to you in life?
But as that little kid that has nothing, who has a piece of shit magic card, that Post Malone now fucking
I'm
said,
saying
"Hey,
someone who's
this."
starving, who
Right.
doesn't even have a
Right.
fucking magic card.
Right.
They don't even have a
But
piece
that's-
of meat to eat.
Right,
to
but
fucking
now
get
he's
there.
helping somebody get that.
But that's true.
Because we're looking at it in this first world scope of like this piece of paper has any sort of fucking value.
Well, it does.
shouldn't.
It has a million.
It absolutely shouldn't.
But nothing should.
When what should have value
But
is
nothing
this kid
has
not
value.
starving. This kid
Nothing-
not starving
but
should
that's-
have value.
But that's fucking
Okay,
nature,
We're valuing
right?
magic cards. What the fuck
check
are
it
we
out.
doing?
So that's my point. Is anything can have value if you give it value.
You give it value, yeah.
So the fact is,
But that's bullshit, dog.
But
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
not.
That's bullshit.
But check it out. Speaking from somebody that works in the hobby of trading cards, right? What Post Malone did with buying a magic card for $1 million literally upped the value of all magic cards, which ups the value of our business that I work for, my brother's business, Rizzle
So there is
Sports.
benefit. I don't
There
disagree.
is benefit.
I don't
But
disagree.
I get what you're saying about
universal
Africa.
worldwide benefit.
There's nothing we
Should
can
that
do
be the
about
benefit?
that.
yeah, we should send them magic cards.
No, there's nothing America could do.
The fucking airplane comes and just drop a fucking care package. It's all magic
the
cards.
fucking magic cards nobody wanted because they weren't champions last
These are
year.
the overstock double cast cards that we have. Take them. But no.
But all I'm saying is because
I don't disagree with
That's
you.
our
and I don't
foreign
wanna
aid is dropping
diminish-
magic cards.
I don't want to diminish what you
Here
do
you go,
because I
bud.
do respect what you do because it's not
Right.
it's not a thing that like I said like I understand or can do.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I do have 5
I see that
first
there's
editions Blue Eyes White Dragons. If anybody wants them, I got them for sale. But I'm saying it upped the hobby, right? The hobby is what we call it is the hobby.
but it's a
sports.
I
understand.
To me, if it falls
Wemby's-
under the blanket of first world investment, it doesn't count to me as a real world necessity.
It's not a necessity, but
It's
what
not
it
a
did-
necessity, but it's also art. Because now
It's
look
art.
at the artist that fucking drew that
So
card.
Yeah.
let's put
You
things
know?
into this scope. Let's put a dichotomy
Look at the people
of
that
one
love
versus
cards.
two.
I
Let's
love
put a-
cards. I want to
love
get in the
cards.
card
Let's put a
industry. I want to
dichotomy
make
of-
cards.
Of
What?
0 versus
You're
1,
fucking
1
crazy.
versus 2, white versus black. Maybe not that last one.
You're
Whatever it
talking
might be.
about humanitarianism now.
No, I think he was talking
let's
about
put
Michael
it
Jackson.
Black and white. Let's put it into
See?
two
There you
dichotomies,
go.
right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the best way to like make the metaphor is black versus white, but I don't mean it racially. I don't know
No,
how
of
to-
course. I didn't either.
No,
I just
Anthony,
said
we know
I love
that
Michael
you're-
Jackson.
for the white
in a
people. Okay,
dichotomy
go
of
ahead.
two categories,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
In the importance of things that need to take place around the world for worldwide humanitarian
That's a
peace.
beautiful sentiment, but fuck that shit. Like
do you
at
mean?
the end of the day, I wish the world was a fucking rainbow sunshine where
Oh, yeah.
everybody was fed, but it's not.
And do you think it's that hard to accomplish?
It's really not. But it's
made
not.
my point
It's
over
not.
already.
It's really
I've
not.
made my point
However,
It's like that Sam Kinison. Remember Sam Kinison?
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, we drove like 3 hours to bring you all this food, but hey, I realized that you don't live where all the food's at.
but that's the thing. Is like
exactly right. Nick. That's exactly right.
Everything has value and nothing has value.
True.
So
But no, it's the value. You said it a second ago. It's the value we assign to
Exactly.
it. So if we're assigning value, if we have the choice, why are we assigning value to things
because
that are unnecessary?
everybody has different values. That's why.
That is the issue.
Okay,
You
so
can't
as a
tell
person
everybody.
who is national.
You need to think like this. That's what's going on, and that's why a lot of people lose their fucking livelihoods
in the
because
context
everybody's
of-
so
let's
wrapped
say
up
we do
in,
this. Let's say
it
we do this.
has to be my way.
Let's say we
know?
did this in a totalitarian way.
We already did.
Let's say we did this in a totalitarian way. We dictated, hey, we need to be more generous in a totalitarian way. Would that be wrong?
Fuck yeah! I hate paying taxes here in California.
To dictate generosity in a totalitarian way would be wrong.
Well, if we're talking political
Here's the thing. It's not even political. It's the fact that, like, that's the
Generosity.
thing. Well, generosity is generous because you're being generous. But if you're
Right.
forced to be generous, it's
So
no
you
longer
don't think
generous.
that this is a
True.
type of mentality that proliferates the idea of not being generous? I think it's idiocy.
Well, and
It's
that's
idiocy to think that we're
that's-
trying to fucking sit here and proliferate our own art over the benefit of our fellow humans. Humans deserve, every single one of us deserves the right to be alive. And guess what? In the world that you're saying, guess what? Well, there's nothing we can do about it. In that world,
No, there's
we're all-
absolutely
in that
something we
world,
can do
we're
about it.
ignoring the priority of other humanity in the light of our own art.
But
here's
the reason why we don't have control over that is because the government in America has control over that. Me and you,
governments
as
in
individuals, want to give
I would say
more,
I've made change,
but there's
I
nothing
would say,
we
I would
can
say,
do.
I would say I've
because
made
America
change in my own
stops us from doing.
I would say I've made change in my own life in that way, in more context than I thought possible, whether the government was in my way or not, just by my day-to-day generosity
Or
and my
maybe-
day-to-day mentality.
or-
Yeah, you made those
here's another side.
generosities in America, but you can't do nothing for nobody in Africa.
What if you have
There's
nothing to
do
give?
besides maybe
What if-
donate over
what
there.
if you have nothing to
proliferating the
give?
proliferating the mentality that we can't do anything.
No.
For those people,
we
is
obviously
not
we
benefiting
can
us
do
either.
something. But
That's
here's
true.
the thing: me sending money to the ASPCA, right?
I wouldn't support that either because you never know what that money's going to. I get that.
The money is
hard.
going to advertising.
Yeah, that's what most of
Those
it
yeah,
commercials
absolutely.
fucking cost. You know how much Sarah McLachlan fucking cost?
Just to sample her songs, 12 seconds of Arms of the Angel, $30 million. $30 million.
Yeah. Those angels have a lot of dollars.
They got a lot of arms too.
Yeah, because they have to grab all the money, dude. Fuck the dogs, get the money!
I think that's the closer right there. That joke right there. We don't have that many arms to grab all the money. That's the closing joke. That is the fucking killer, dude.
Well,
that is
man,
the
it's
banger.
been
All right,
fun,
That
guys.
was great.
We had a lot of fun music
Yeah.
talk today. We really had a lot of fun. We're gonna go ahead and close it out. We brought our homie Pierre Roland Blais.
What up?
Much love to you. Dude. Honestly, I love talking to you. I
Yeah,
want to talk
dude.
to you more outside of the
Hey,
podcast.
yeah,
honestly.
of course.
We'll definitely get a number 2 with Pierre because we did not even get through all the things we wanted to talk to. But it's all good because that's how it goes.
It never happens.
No, we'll
You'll have a plan to talk to me about some shit.
It's never gonna happen.
My brain goes,
Can I plug first so I can go to the bathroom?
whoa,
yeah,
dude.
go ahead.
He's
All
going
right,
to plug
I'm
it.
plugging my band Dead Widow CA. We have a show on April 17th at the Whiskey with the Bunny the Bear and Broken Side and a bunch of other really awesome bands.
What day is that?
It's April 17th.
Did I ask you this last week?
What day is that again?
If
I'll be
anybody
there.
in this room wants free tickets, come hit me up and we'll get you free tickets.
That's me. I want free tickets.
Let's go. So
What day is that again?
17.
April 17th, it's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday?
It's a Wednesday.
It's April 17th, though.
April 17th.
At the
17.
Whiskey?
At the Whiskey
A
Go-Go.
Go-Go.
Google.
It's
still
not
haven't
the
seen you
Whiskey
live.
Stop.
What's that?
Whiskey stop.
Whiskey stop.
No.
Yes. Stop.
It's
Yeah,
whiskey
so
go.
that
It's like
also.
go and not a stop.
Yeah, it's
Also
not a stop.
promoting Nerdworthy, my Nerdworthy podcast. I'm still putting up episodes on YouTube, so follow that.
I gotta listen
and
to
then
that. I love listening to Anthony.
it's a dorky podcast. This is a very different thing that I do.
What is it?
It's me making commentaries on movies like The Three Ninjas and stuff like that.
The Three Ninjas.
Is it Knuckle Up?
No, that's that. Honestly, I want to get into all the sequels. I'm gonna do Knuckle Up. I'm gonna do.
I love Knuckle Up, but I didn't watch that version.
Wait,
You watched
what?
some other Knuckle Up. It
Yeah.
was a different Knuckle Up.
Yeah, it was pretty
okay.
harsh.
I think
talking
I've
about.
seen that same movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm done with my plugs. Go for it.
No, Pierre, go ahead. Let us know where we can find you
You can find me on
and
Earth.
I live on
now.
the planet.
what
of
you
Earth.
do, what artists you manage, all that good
so-
stuff. Go for it.
So I like to help people. That's what I do.
You help me a lot.
I like helping my friends. You know, like
Respect.
I understand not knowing the information and then having that aha moment. You know, I understand that I am here to help perpetuate other people's careers. I'm not here to perpetuate my own. You know, like I've been kind of backburnered on a lot of deals, but I've done a lot of things, you know, and I've written a lot of music that a lot of people have heard and
Right.
don't know that it's me.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I've done
crazy.
that multiple times. But I don't care. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I know that my song could either be on a sick ass, you know, recorded, budgeted record label album
Yeah.
and not be known, or I could keep it for my bedroom where nobody's gonna fucking hear it.
Yeah.
And I'd rather do the latter, even if I don't get money for it. Because like he was saying, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it to help my friends.
Yeah.
And people that I care enough about to want to help.
Yeah.
And as soon as somebody wants to try to pretend like they're fucking the reason why, you know, everything is now suddenly working when they got plugged in,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then try to fuck me out of the deal, it's like, dude, I'm helping you. You're going to try to do that? Like,
Yeah.
all right, dude, I'm not going to talk about you anymore. And I hope whatever you do works well, because I really do care about what I was trying to help you do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's what I do. I help people. You know, like they could come to me for questions and consultations, and I could help you create what it is that you're going to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because if I come to you and go, hey, I like what you're doing, it's because you're doing something good.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to kind of like, you know, oh, you should maybe do this and this
Try
and this,
this.
you know?
Yeah.
And
You've
if
done that with me.
I've done it with, you know, with
Me
you.
and Mick. For me and Mick. Yeah.
I mean, I helped Pathology.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't know who I was. Ricky Jackson from Suffocate, the bassist. He's the reason why I ended up touring with them. You know, so it's like when I showed up for that, I helped them, and they were like, "Oh, who are you fucking telling us what to do?"
Yeah.
You know, but I said, look, if you guys want to do it, I've worked with these record labels that you're trying to get signed with,
Yeah.
and this is what they look for.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they eventually did it. So that's the thing, is I've been in the room with all these people, with the conversations that they've had, and telling all these artists all the little tips and tricks. So it's all the same information. It's just coming from me. And I'm not one of those movers and shakers. I just know how to plug people into where they need to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
Okay.
I'm like the old school recording studio pusher.
Okay.
You know, if you guys know what a pusher is, it's the person that
Guy who
literally.
sells Coke.
Yeah, I mean, sure. You know,
Wait, we're talking about something else, or
yeah. So a pusher is somebody, because back in the day, you know, when they had solos and shit, they would have to pick the artist and like, okay, I am the pusher, so this guy's trumpet solo's coming up. I gotta grab the back of this fucking guy's shirt, push him up to the microphone so that he can play his thing, and then I'm gonna bring him back
You
to
hear
his
crazier
chair.
stories about how they got good vocal takes.
Well,
you know?
and you know what I mean. So I'm like a pusher. I push you in the way that you need to go in order to perpetuate what it is that you're trying to do. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, sales, artistry, whatever it is. I know a lot. Right? I know a little bit about a lot, but I know a lot.
Yeah.
Within that, I might not know it 100%, but I know enough to get you to where you need
That's
to
all
be.
you need,
Yeah.
though, dude. If you know like the specific trick to this or that, it's just enough to get you to finagle your way into figuring out this next step or that next
Yeah.
step. That's I personally believe that's the method to really. With a job like yours, knowing everybody, learning how to interact, learning how to like kind of.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
You need to know how to fucking act. Some people just don't.
Not movie act.
Not movie
know
act.
How to act.
Know
with
how to
manners.
act.
With manners.
With manners and
Professionalism.
Exactly. That's a huge
Where's
thing,
your
you know?
shitter? Yeah, that
You
sits
know?
differently with other people when you say that to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Plug the rest of what your page, all that good stuff.
You can find me at Pierre Roland Blais. It's all one word. It's on Instagram. That's my personal page. I have like a barbecue company that we didn't even talk about because
we didn't get there.
Like, dude, I do so
Next
much
time.
of, and I'm not even trying to be like an entrepreneur. I like doing a lot of things. You know,
we talked about it in California, especially.
Yeah.
You have to be multifaceted.
Yeah.
If you have less than one job in California, you're probably not doing well.
yeah. So exactly, you know, and that's kind of sad too. But,
Yeah, it is.
Sad to say, but hey,
you know, but
as a
so
person who has 3 jobs in California,
yeah,
you got to
know?
do it.
So my personal music is Pierre Roland Blais. I'm on Spotify as the same artist name.
Mhm.
Then I have my artist TRANSILIENCE.
Yeah.
I have Gouged.
Yeah.
You know, from Chino.
Gouged.
I'm not like officially managing Gouged. You know, I just
someone to look out for?
They're my friends.
Yeah,
You know, so I like to put them on. So these are all bands that I want to put on. But Mark Vasquez is like the
Dope.
new sick.
We
like,
didn't even get there.
We didn't even
Fuck,
get
he's
there.
so good,
But
dude.
Next step.
Yeah,
We'll
Mark
throw him on.
Vasquez is about to release some fucking straight crazy heat where he was like, Pierre, you made that shit happen? And I said, yes. You know? Working with artists that he never thought he would work with, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So the next single is him working with somebody that he is like, oh shit.
That's dope.
You
So
know,
sick Mark Vasquez collab
Mark
coming.
Vasquez collab is coming soon. Gouged, TRANSILIENCE, fuck man, Cosmic Kitten.
Cosmic Kitten. I
Cosmic
already
Kitten
love the
is
name.
fucking dope.
Already love the name.
Obviously, you know, like, dude, you could hear my Roland Blais Management Spotify playlist, and that has all these
Yeah,
like.
pump that up and
Pull
link
that up,
that.
Nick. Let's take a look at that real quick.
What
I
is
know. Go to that IG, and there was one of the IGs where I had it pulled up of our the Dunce's messengers. Right there, the first one.
This
Not that one, the second one, right there. I guess it was the second one. You might have to open up Spotify.
But yeah, so I have my Roland
There it
Blais
is.
Management Spotify like emerging
Pull
artist
that up in
playlist.
the video
you
there.
know,
There we go.
and
What are,
yeah, those are a
what
lot
are the
of.
artists on there? Read them.
So the first one
There's some retarded
is,
band called DNG on there.
Ew.
is Armin Blais Orchestra. That's my dad's orchestra. I finally took them from CDs and put them online because I was like, Dad, nobody listens to
Nobody
CDs.
has those.
Like, and nobody has a CD player. Like,
I don't.
And you know, so
I'm
now
gonna be honest
like,
with you, dude. You want to know what I do
Well,
every
now
day?
it's
Part of
starting
my
to come back,
routine.
too.
I have a collection of CDs as
Yeah.
well as burnt CDs. And in my bathroom, the only thing I have is an old school boombox stereo with the CD player. And that's when I get my CD listening
That's
in.
pretty
I
dope.
listen to old school CDs. When I
Yeah.
take my shower,
Yeah.
I throw on a CD.
Little-
Sometimes, yes,
Yeah.
it skips. and it ruins my whole flow. Yes, my flow, it gets ruined completely, but it's fine.
So
The only problem
I'm
is
helping
Deep
my
Dunce
dad
is not
put,
in there.
you know, you guys are on
We're
there.
in
What
there?
are you talking? Yeah, of course you are.
They are in
we're
there.
in
Yeah,
there?
you're in there. So I have Armin Blais Orchestra. I have my band, The Gray Escape. Then I have Authors of Fate.
Nice.
I have Mark Vasquez. I have Transilience. Gouged is in there. Who else? Prison is sick as fuck. It's my buddy. He used to sing for Dark Sermon.
Okay.
Johnny used to sing for Dark Sermon. I have a couple buddies in there.
But
And yeah, dude, like just check out the playlist.
Hell yeah.
It's a lot of newer music. You guys
We'll
are
talk
on there.
about adding any of my
DMG,
projects on there. I mean,
appreciate it.
like, you know, that's what it is. It's like, it's just me just trying to fucking put it out there, you know,
Got
and like,
you.
and help you guys put it out there.
yeah, hell yeah, I appreciate
know?
that. We
yeah.
appreciate that. Me and Mick, you know.
Yeah, dude. You know, and by the way, my wife loves the song that you guys came out with, the fucking
A cup of song.
Cup of song?
no, the one Between the Sheets.
That's Love Clap.
Love Clap. Dude, she fucking
Does she like that one?
loves Love Clap.
Did she see the video?
Everybody I show,
I didn't let her watch it.
Everybody I show them to is like, holy shit, what is this?
No,
Yeah.
it's super dope. I
That's a
love
cool
the vibes, the strings. That
Appreciate
shit, like I love the strings.
Mick-
in that
Mick right there
style.
was the
Gushing over there,
mastermind.
Mike. I see you gushing. I see you
Mick's getting all
gushing.
red.
Yep.
He was the mastermind behind that.
Yeah,
behind
but
that
He's
song.
gushing.
you know?
Look at, he's gushing
So-
and blushing.
But yeah, you know, so just whatever I'm digging, I put stuff on there, you know. So I might not even be managing them. It's just that's why I've renamed it like Emerging Artists.
Nice.
You
I
know,
like it.
because that's what I'm listening to. You know,
Nice.
I like. And there's a lot of things in there. Like it goes from
How many tracks? Do you have a number of tracks?
there's about an hour and a half of music right now.
So it's
Okay.
about 29 songs.
Are
28
you still
songs.
adding stuff in?
I'm constantly
We'll
adding
talk
new
after.
stuff.
I'm going to
and-
throw you
yeah,
a bunch of
dude.
songs.
There you go.
And so like, yeah, I'll listen to it. And if it's like Matt Nye, there's a song on there called Cocaine.
Any
That-
relation to Bill Nye?
Yes, he's his stepfather.
Matt Nye, the music guy.
Matt Nye.
Matt Nye
stepfather of
is
Bill
the
Nye.
stepfather of Bill
Making
Nye.
music out
Making
there.
music, making beats. He's a scientist on the lab.
So Matt Nye, the science guy. That's what you look up on Spotify?
Matt Nye, the science guy on Spotify.
It all rhymes.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, Matt Nye, he's
that's
super
fucking marketable.
Yeah, he's a super cool dude.
Cool.
But, and then 40 Ounce Fridays is my boy Hazard. It's at I'm a Hazard. He does like a 40 Ounce Friday every weekend, or
That's
like
dope.
every Friday,
Yeah.
where it's a different verse.
Sick.
He's
Okay.
super dope. I
love
fucking-
that.
I ended up finding him on TikTok out of nowhere, and I was like, I know his voice. And then I messaged him. I was like, did we go to high school together? And he's like, I was gonna message you the same thing. You know, but it was
Small
like
world
fucking.
of shit.
But like he had like 500,000 followers or some
Yeah.
shit, and I was like, dude, I know his voice. I know
know
that.
this
I know this
fucking
guy.
guy.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, like I just try to
All right,
help.
2 or
everybody.
3
So,
more last bands to plug.
I mean, dude, honestly, like I think I'm good.
He'll go to-
I'll
That's it.
just,
You got 'em?
I'll just keep going and going. Yeah,
All
dude.
right, follow Pierre Roland Blais. Blais is BLAIS, not
Yes.
BLAZE. Follow him up. Get that
Wait, I'm gonna interrupt real quick.
get that playlist.
I think that should be the correct spelling of Blaze. BLAZE is not the right spelling.
It's not as
It's not
cool.
right to me. It's BLIS. to me.
This is
BLAIS.
Like, just
BLAIS.
vernacularly, like it's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Nope.
All right, Mick,
Yeah.
go ahead and hit your plugs, brother. Let's hear it.
All right. You can find me on IG at Mickstradamus, and on TikTok at Mickstradamus.official. And I got a new EP coming out this spring that I've been working on behind the scenes.
I'm gonna play bass for that
And-
project. I'm
Sick.
excited.
And
I don't know why you wouldn't ask me,
well,
but
that's
all right.
that's another project I was gonna plug. That one's called Cherry Coyote.
Yeah, no, that one. Yeah, I'm playing bass for Cherry Coyote.
Coyote.
That's
is,
dope.
like a a really cool,
It's a nebulous, stylistic.
really
I like
groovy, really groovy.
Slam jam.
A lot of cool music in there that
But
I've
yeah.
already heard.
Yeah, who wants to close it out?
I'll close it out. Just follow me on IG at JonnySavag, JonnySavag. And then follow my band on IG, DNG Heavy. Again, that's DNG Heavy. We have some shows coming up. I'll plug those real quick because those are coming up. April 6th with Meridian Parkway. A lot of the homies.
I love them. Shout out. I love them, dude. I love Meridian Parkway.
Such a good band.
I've talked to a couple of the dudes just like in passing. Good guys, great music. Meridian Parkway, shout out.
So dope. And then we got another show April 19th in LA also. Both shows in LA with Slay Squad. I am looking forward to that one.
Shout out Slay Squad.
That's going to be sick as shit. So we have some shows coming up at DNG Heavy. Also with the Dunce, we got a music video coming out for A Cup of Song. It's our newest release. Came out on Valentine's Day. It's a love song.
It's a love song.
It's a
you
fun
gotta say
one.
it in bass, dude. You gotta Kilo. This one's for you, ladies.
It's a love song. And if y'all know when that song comes out, you're going to want to send that music video to your girlfriend because she's going to love it.
You know, girl.
But that's it. This is the Stool Podcast. I appreciate you guys coming out and listening. Pierre, thank you so much, brother. It's
you are honestly one of my
pleasure.
favorite people to talk to. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's been fun to talk to you.
It's been.
It's been.
No, I always love talking to you guys.
Appreciate it, brother. That's it, guys, and appreciate you listening to the Stool Podcast. And we be back at you guys next week with
Let's
another
go.
podcast. We out, fellas. We out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.